everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Pine Room Podcast. We're here at the Pine Room. You can see around us. We got the camera up here. We got the camera down here. Everybody's on camera now. Here's our set. I know I've talked a big game about this thing. Giant shout out to Cousin Mike for putting this thing together. Huge shout out to him.
Yeah, Cousin Mike.
Unreal.
It's
Unfucking believable.
Mike,
yeah,
I love you.
this thing has been in the garage for about, I think, 2 weeks right now, and yeah, I just put the last coat of stain on it yesterday, 2 days ago. Put the wheels on, and here we are. We're down here in the Pine Room. Welcome to the Pine Room. This is your first. If this is your first time here, welcome.
Let's
You know,
go.
Yeah, let's go. Woo!
We're happy to have you here, and I hope you guys have a good time. What do you think, guys?
Job, is this real pine?
This is real pine.
Oh, wow.
This is actual
How
pine.
fitting. How fitting.
You know what they say over there in Europe, in France, right? Bonjour.
Bonjour soup.
What does that have to do with anything?
It says hello
That
to
says
everyone.
hello.
Oh.
Je m'appelle
Job, I don't think there'd be a
Thomas.
better way to kick off the initial.
What are we drinking?
This is a little something from Old Smoky, Gattinsburg, Tennessee. This is salty caramel whiskey.
What?
Old Smoky, if you're watching this, throw us a bone.
Tennessee.
And if any of you have ever tasted this, I don't like whiskey, but this is not bad.
I'm gonna take a shot with my left
on
hand.
3, we're gonna toast to the Pine Room,
the
the
Pine Room,
initial
right.
outdoor Pine Room podcast. 1, 2, 3. Here
Let's
we go.
Nostrovia.
Let's go.
Nostrovia.
That is good.
That's good stuff.
That's
Good
called
stuff.
butter,
That's
baby.
fire.
Butter.
Good stuff.
We may have another one of those here in about 10 minutes.
My
Mm.
throat's not even burning.
No?
So good.
No?
Yes.
Smooth as butter.
Yup.
Wow.
Little
Tennessee.
about
Dude, that's
we're
good.
dropping down into the 40s today. It's going to be a little chilly, but perfect.
No
Pine
rain.
Room weather.
No rain.
Everybody's got their long sleeves on right now. Yesterday it was probably 85. Now it's down to 40s again.
It's a true Pine Room day here. I feel
Literally.
like it's like we're getting ready to
weather-
watch football.
The weather, I think we mentioned last episode, is just it's beyond anything that I've ever experienced. At least growing up, I've never in my life gone from a day that's 85 down to a day that's 35. It just to me is like my body doesn't know what to do.
You think that has something to do with climate change, Joe?
Well, yeah, they say that global warming. It's not necessarily the planet getting warmer, but it's higher extremes.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a scientist, so
Neither
I'll
am
just
I.
keep my comments.
I did sleep
For later.
in Holiday Inn last night, so I'm good to go there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
perfect. There we go.
yeah.
Oh, wasn't it?
Holiday Inn Express.
It wasn't a Wheeling Inn.
It was not the Wheeling
It
Inn.
wasn't
I
the
did
Wheeling
wake
Inn.
up feeling kind of funny, though. I'm not sure why.
Oh, well, that's funny.
Was your rectum all right?
Please say yes.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
You guys spent the weekend in Frostburg, and he calls me on the phone, and he goes, "Yeah, we just got into this hotel. I guess you stayed in some just."
No, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was all right.
I
But
don't
I
know,
think
you-
we're only like. I drove around like at 8 o'clock, and we're like 6 cars in the lot. And I told your mother, and I said, "There's a chance we're going to get either murdered or robbed in here today." There was nobody there.
Well, then,
so, anyway,
on the
but it
phone-
was okay.
This will tell a lot. Did you sleep under the covers or above top of the covers? That kind of tells the sign on what kind of hotel it is.
Absolutely.
It really wasn't bad. It was.
Well, he called me,
It
and
was
he
okay.
goes, he called me, and I said, "Well, how's the hotel going?" He goes, "It's all right." And he said, "I'm just hoping no maids come in this room and shove anything up." Yeah.
What? No, I did. I said I hope they.
I was going to say, you were
No,
hoping they did.
no,
Hey, hoping they did.
no,
Patty, can you leave for a second, please?
I listened to that wrong. But yeah, welcome to the Pine Room. Behind us, on the probably second camera, you're going to be able to see some stuff going on behind us. Usually there'll probably be some people behind us moving around, eating stuff, and this place is probably, decked out when we're in full form. We're actually kind of early to get to the Pine Room this year, but we wanted to get out here as soon as we could. We got a little overcast going on right now, which is perfect. Like I said, it's a little cold out, but, we couldn't ask for a better day to come out here, especially if it's in prime Pine Room condition. But we got a couple things to get into today. This is probably going to be a little longer than the average episode. We are kind of restricted down the studio recording for an hour at max. So we lived around an hour on recording, and then cutting and editing. We went down a little bit, but Yeah, we're here. We're here for as long as we want now. And if you can tell on the desk, everybody has a little something, something. I know Soup's on water, and Chris, you're on water today.
Yeah,
I as well.
There's
am on water.
hold on. There's a reason though. We need to hear the reason on why Mr. Pavlik's on
Yeah, Chris,
water.
what do you got going on
What's
after
going
the
on?
show?
As soon as we finish up here this evening, then I have to go out to the WVU Medicine, the Sleep Study Center out there on Nassau Road, and they're going to strap me to a CPAP machine, and we're going to see how that works and see if that.
Wait, what time do you have to be asleep by?
Well, the last time I went out there, I had to show up at 8:50, but they said you can fall asleep whenever. But they only have like 3 fucking channels. They had TV. There were nice rooms and everything. But anyway, I
You
took
can't
my
even-
iPad. I took snacks. I was treated like a sleepover.
Do they have the pirate game on?
They didn't have that.
I don't put you to sleep quick.
I can probably watch the Penguin game on ESPN Plus, but no, I probably won't go to bed
got
till
like-
like 12.
You don't have a
11.
curfew, do you?
No.
I
I'll
get
be
it.
out there by 6 a.m.
I got a DVD player if you want to watch a little Cherie DeVille.
Yeah. Yeah, did you look
You
her
know
up?
what? I did not look her up at all. I didn't even get on a porn website since last Tuesday. So
And
haven't
actually,
even
Chris,
seen
a
I
shocker.
And you know, anatomically, just speaking, if you pinch somebody's nose, they have to open their mouth. So
Oh,
be,
yeah?
be careful tonight. Is all I'm saying.
well, I did not sleep on my stomach when I was there the last time, and nobody tried to stick anything inside of me.
Have any of you guys actually heard Chris in
Yeah,
action before?
I have not.
Because I know Coach and I have.
can't-
And
it
Job
can't be
probably
worse.
has.
It
Well,
can't
I'm
be
going to tell
worse
you
to
this.
say.
I don't know if you guys have ever listened to any of the nature shows like the gorillas in the low-lying areas of Uganda, but that's kind of what it sounds like. And it scares
I
me
don't know.
because he stops breathing, Soup.
Yeah.
And Ace and I a few times thought we were going to have to call the ambulance or the morgue.
Well, on a
Come
serious
get him.
note,
funny,
it's
but
going to
it's
be good
not.
for you.
It's funny, but it's
That's
not.
what I was saying. On a serious note, obviously, when it works, it's going to treat you right.
But
so that's a good
but
thing.
his
That's a good
snoring
thing.
is incredible. It is unbelievable. People, no,
That
that's
doesn't
not-
do it justice.
Oh God, Jeff, that's not even close.
If
People-
Job could insert sound effects from the
Chainsaw.
gorillas.
people
Chainsaw.
run in to try to go to sleep before
If you don't beat him to sleep, you're finished.
you're done.
I
They
know.
beat him with pillows, literally.
Yes, I
Didn't
didn't
you
wake-
guys beat him with
beat him with
pillows?
pillows. He
It was
never
on
woke up.
video.
And,
It's on video.
and he'll wake up for just a second. He'll think they're okay. We're good. Within what a couple minutes,
I'd say it could be less than 20 seconds.
and he's
going
back.
again.
And it's.
I mean, you're not really one to talk.
No.
well, no, but I'm not.
Those two in a room together is a hell of a show.
It's like an opera.
The blinds move, the drapes.
Yeah, your
fly.
socks
Hey,
curl up your leg.
The doors
Hey,
vibrate.
Is Say bad too? Does he
Say-
snore?
Say's
Yes,
bad. Say's bad.
Jubb and Cooley and all those guys used to talk about how bad it really was, but we went to Pittsburgh one time and we stayed the night in a hotel room. And I'm serious. It sounded like someone was sawing logs in there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah,
It's
that's
bad.
how.
I feel terrible doing it. I know nobody ever wants to
No, I
sleep in the
snore
same
too,
bed
man.
or
No,
the same room.
I mean,
I feel
I
bad,
slept. We when we went to Ocean City, I slept in the same room with you at the house, and I survived the first. You weren't bad the first night, and then the second night it was like you flipped the switch. But
Well, first night was 6
honestly-
beers. The second night was 36. So
Right,
that's a
right.
big
and
difference.
really, it's not because I wasn't able to go to bed, not because how loud you were, but it was more I was terrified that like when you would get quiet, then I would get scared. So then I would be more awake because I want to be awake just in case you'd happen to not
You
breathe.
didn't want him to die on your watch.
No,
is what
no,
you're
no,
saying.
because then I'd feel guilty.
None of us did. I always said a prayer. Please don't let him go tonight.
Chris, what are they
Please.
trying? What are they trying to find out? What are they? What?
No,
Because I don't know what a sleep study is. To be
well,
honest.
the CPAP machine is going to help with my oxygen intake, right, Jeff? I think that's what it is, and I get more oxygen. And
Well, that's part of it, but unfortunately, you're occluding your airways when you sleep. So the
Yeah.
fact of the matter, the whole reason
Right.
for the CPAP is it adds positive pressure, so it doesn't occlude his airway anymore. So it's a
Yeah.
good thing, honestly. It's a good thing. I
Right,
know we're
right.
making light of this situation right now, but it is a very serious issue. So I'm glad to see you're going tonight. And
Yeah,
get it taken-
because
and I
hopefully-
apologize that I pinched in the nose. That
Oh,
wasn't
no,
very nice.
No, you don't apologize.
I don't. That was pretty fucking good. I'm not.
Hey, now well, we're lingering on this, but when we were in Ocean City on the way back, you were talking about how you were getting that one experimental thing.
that was Inspire, and it's an invasive thing. They put I don't know what it's some little thing inside of you. I think it's in your neck, but it's controlled by with a remote control. And I think Jeff said it's
Like,
not
do
even.
you control it? Or does
Yeah, you
someone
turn
else?
it on. You turn it. No, you turn
Oh,
it on,
okay.
and when you go to bed, I'm sure then I'd probably lose it, or it's just. I thought that.
It's inside of you. How are you?
Does it have a
Yeah,
GPS
well, they
track?
said it does something. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not doing that. So hopefully, at least I hope I'm here next week, because then you guys say, well,
I hope to.
it didn't work out.
Any of that experimental bullshit, I don't trust that. Like my wife. Well, my wife told me the other day. Now there's eye drops out now that you can put one drop in your eye, and then all of a sudden, without my glasses on, I can read up close.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't fucking believe that for a
steroids?
heartbeat. In a heartbeat,
So you're
no
just
way.
completely against technology. You're not going to trust
No,
anything.
I'm not talking about technology, but eye drops in my eyes. I mean, next thing you know, I have like 3 eyeballs or
Yeah,
something.
Cyclops, or
Bullshit,
one eyeball.
Or be hanging out or some shit like that. I don't trust that.
Turn
shit.
into the Minotaur or something.
I don't know. I think experimental stuff is awesome. I think
sign
it's
me
great.
up.
Yeah.
So you would sign up, Jub, for one of those? They
I
paid
think
you
so.
money to go?
Absolutely.
And like, I always thought maybe they test like drugs and stuff on you.
Nah, but
Jeff, can you get us signed up for anything like that?
Actually, there's somebody actually we know very well. I'm not going to mention the name on their thing that actually does that. She goes around from site to site and they do the clinical trials, and she's a big part of it.
Well,
She
yeah,
recruit the animals too, or just the people?
It's just
There's a
hopefully just the animals.
There's a comedian that gets paid. I mean, he goes out. I'm not sure if he's a comedian, but I know he goes out and he gets paid thousands of dollars. I don't know if he even does anything other than do that. I think he just gets paid thousands of dollars to take pills for experimental purposes.
Do they do anything?
Why is he a comedian? Though?
I don't know. He's probably got a lot of.
Do they do anything with their sexual organs?
I don't.
penal
know.
implants. Penal implants.
Oh, really?
I'm sure that'll work.
Actually, you know what? I got a great story about that. This is so shitty. That my first, when I worked in the ICU, the nurses used to fuck with me a little bit, and it was when penal implants were kind of big, and they fucking had. I don't know if you guys know
I
this,
guess
but
they're supposed to be big.
well,
Jeff.
the original implants was the clicker is in your nutsack.
Oh.
Okay. So the fact of the matter is, I get this dude in ICU bed 1, literally fucking rock hard, as we know, for no reason whatsoever. So they were trying to get me to go in and do the clicker. I'm like, fuck that. That shit ain't going
terrible.
down. No, I'm good on the clicker. Thank you very much.
What do you think about the when you take the Viagra and then you got a hard on for like 4 hours?
Yeah, what's that warning? If it's
Actually,
longer
real
than
quick,
4?
Melba, you call Melba Anderson.
Coach, I'm pretty sure anything over 3 hours.
Eric Michael says he's calling every girlfriend he ever knew. He said that's not a bad thing. Why they?
And actually, that's from Melba. Melba actually said that joke, so I'm not talking trash on Melba.
Somebody. I listened to one podcast, and the guy, one of the things he said was like, if you have an erection for 4 hours, call all your friends or something like that. Instead of,
Absolutely. That's not a bad thing, I would think. But anyway,
Depends on
I'm
what you're
sure.
doing.
Yeah, I'm sure. If
4 hours as opposed to like 15 seconds.
Right.
All of your friends for what?
I don't know.
Call
I
your
don't
old
know.
girlfriend.
Please don't.
Not your
If you guys
boyfriend.
have that happen, don't call me. For real, please.
I'm not going to be part of that circle.
Said to call
No,
all of
that's
your
not what I said. I
No.
didn't say that.
John, that's like me calling you and saying, hey, could you come help with this?
Yeah.
Please no. Please.
Hold this for a second.
Well, Chris, I hope your study goes
Thank
well
you.
tonight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you don't get a penal
Boy, that
implant
went,
or
that
anything
went
else.
sideways.
Yeah. Thanks for the well wishes.
Yeah. We'll be thinking of it.
All right. Thank you.
Speaking of medicinal things, Chris, I want to talk to you about something that's very
What a bridge. What a bridge.
near and dear to my heart. And you can relate to this, and I have a couple of friends who I'm going to mention here in a minute, and I know you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, the sun hasn't been out forever. Well, it's been out, but it hasn't been warm. So we went to Frostburg, sat in, it was really, really hot. It goes, and that's the thing about our climate. It goes from like winter to, we don't have much of a spring or much of a fall. It goes from winter to summer. But anyway, we're sitting at Frostburg. It's like 84. Baking hot, like 2 days in a row, just ridiculous. I'm burnt. So I'm sitting in the sun, wake up the very next day. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. Cold sore on my lip, which I'm sure it's starting to flourish on the camera. And
know
That's really not too bad. Is it going to get
it's
worse?
not. Oh, it's only in stage 2 right
Oh.
now, and so I'm going to send a shout out to Coach Stout and my friend Amy Rice, who we always talk about him.
Do they get them?
Oh yeah, they get them bad. So we
Even Amy? Like girls get them? I just thought it was only guys.
Oh no, girl, she gets them too.
There was a girl in a commercial I saw that had one, Chris.
Oh
one
yeah,
of those
and
creams.
they're
So it must happen to
Do you
her.
guys get them cold sores?
Very
do not.
rarely. Very rare.
They're horrible.
I used to get them all the time when I was little, but then I stopped.
And they talk about all these lysine and Carmex and all this shit, and it none of it. Well, I'm not going to say none of it. It might slow it down a little bit, but it stages. Chris and I talk about it. Mine's like in the morphing stage now. It's
The
like
larva stage?
In the larva stage, yeah. I'll have blood on my pillowcase probably by Friday.
Wow.
Oh yeah. All these things go from like you feel.
I think you met the housekeeper down at your hotel.
Wheeling in, yeah. That's what I was thinking,
These
Jeff.
are. Go ahead, Chris.
No,
Tell them.
just
You know.
no, because like the next stage for you probably is going to be scabbing, and then bleeding. And
Oh,
like you
and
said,
then,
then it gets on your pillow.
You're 2 weeks. Once you feel it from the very beginning of the larva stage to the end, it's 2 weeks, and it's just misery. They hurt. They're annoying, and when I'm talking to somebody, I know they're staring right
Yes.
at my
And
the
when it's
cold
real-
sore
It's
on
like
my
a cold
lip.
sore is just like
Like a zit on your nose.
Well, you can compare it to when you're struggling in baseball because it's 2 weeks. There's absolutely nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do
Right, it's
about
like
it.
Two, 2 weeks, that's like a caterpillar could turn into a butterfly.
Oh
in
yeah,
that
it
time.
cracks. It hurts. There's nothing you can do. Everybody looks at it.
And depending on where it's at on your lip, then if it's on your bottom, then you suck your bottom lip
right,
underneath.
which you
right,
keep
or-
licking it.
Yep, and you and there's really no way you can hide it.
No,
It's-
no, and everybody's looking at it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I just
Yeah,
got turned
you're-
on. I just
they're
got turned
all-
on though.
shout out to
Thanks,
Stubby
guys.
and Amy Rice right
Yeah.
now.
You got-
Yeah.
What are
And
the
I feel their pain.
All those afflicted by cold sores.
what are the because I don't
It's
get-
herpes. That's
no,
all it is.
No,
That's all it is.
I know that. But my question was going to be, I don't get cold sores, but what are they're inside your lip? They form
Ulcers.
ulcers.
Oh, I have those in my
Well,
mouth
I-
too. So like the sun came out and I have ulcers in my mouth. I have,
Fucking son.
so,
I
they-
get those when I eat Chipotle for some
Sun
reason.
sucks.
I get ulcers. Maybe it's from the vinaigrette that I put on top of my Chipotle order, but I get them in my mouth bad. I don't know if that's actually
they
what
hurt.
it is.
I read a thing where if you get ulcers like frequently, you got to brush more wherever it's making contact with your teeth. So there you go. Take that home.
brush your teeth more.
No, just wherever that spot is, you might be missing that spot when you're brushing your teeth. So when it opens up, if it keeps getting
Wait,
worse,
can I
it's-
give my hot pick?
Hold on.
Because this leads right
Job's,
I
out.
don't-
Job's medical corner.
I don't-
my medical.
I
corner.
think we're gonna do a medical corner moving up.
buying
I
that
like
in a
this.
minute.
Job, can I give my hot pit, please, right now?
Sure, do an early one.
Please, this is my hot pit.
Now wait, hold up.
What?
You said because
Ew.
he asked you today if you had a good one. Is
Yes.
this the one?
Yes, this is it.
And this somehow
It's
is related to cold
leading
sores.
Right into it.
Cold
Go
sores,
for it.
snoring, penile implants.
Syphilis, gonorrhea. What are we looking at?
Here's
here?
my hot pit. And I'm not the best at this, but please, if you're listening to this, here's your reminder. Go get your teeth cleaned.
Well, tell them.
Please, go get your teeth cleaned.
Yes, absolutely.
What? Are you?
You got something to back this up? What-
No, I'm just...
We all do that regularly. What do
Okay,
you-
well, I was just...
Why was there some dude that had like one tooth in the front or something?
No, I'm just
Champ?
speaking. I'm just speaking out to the public. Just.
But why is that your hot pick?
Awareness. It's awareness.
Because-
Just awareness.
My teeth. I'm just please go get your
Now
teeth
wait a
cleaned.
hold up now. Hold up.
Hey,
hold
we
up.
should
Time
have
out.
Ace on here. Ace
Yeah.
has the most incredible
right.
teeth
The
ever.
prettiest
Time
teeth
out.
in the-
Perfect.
You now why? But why is that your hot pit?
Okay, well,
Is that there something had to spur this
yes,
on?
because, well, I guess this leads into really what it really goes into. Forgetting your toothbrush when you go on a trip is miserable.
My wife did that.
And then you
Just
have to
this
go.
Frostburg
And then you have to
trip.
go and get your extra toothbrush from a gas station or something. And then it just leads me into when's the last time you guys actually got your teeth cleaned? When's the last time you went to a dentist? Supposed to do it every 6 months.
Yeah.
I do.
I
go
just
every
did.
6
Regularly.
months.
I just recently I
gotta
hated
go here
going,
soon.
I hated going to the dentist, but I hated spitting into the cup, but now they take the thing,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
the
suck it
hose
out.
in,
Sucks it out.
and they just
Suck
suck
the
it
hose
right
out.
out. You don't even have to move now. I
Yes,
like
they do,
that.
Chris. Yes,
Job,
they
what
do.
time do
Just
you go? What time do you go to the dentist?
2:30 every day. 2:30
Every
Every
day.
day.
Every day.
Hey, we got a medical corner and now we got a comedy corner.
We're covering everything.
Yeah,
Way to be, fucking
hey,
jobber.
I know we mentioned Ace and his remedies, but I'll say that
And his white teeth.
when I was where was
Peroxide.
I texted you guys, and I had heartburn really bad, and I texted you guys of what I should
Apple
take.
cider vinegar.
Yeah, you recommended those
Yeah.
chews,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
Alka-Seltzers and then
Ace recommended the apple cider vinegar, and
that's the
I will
best.
say that it didn't last forever because it came back, but the apple cider vinegar, if you got heartburn,
If you do a shot of that every day.
Okay, segue into this. Cramps.
That
And you think
Nope.
it's bullshit.
Miserable.
No.
Pickle juice.
Okay,
Horrible.
pickle juice.
Pickle juice and mustard.
100%
here's
pickle
here's
juice.
why
Soap
Chubb
underneath your
thinks
pillow.
this is a myth.
here's why
Honestly, I'm being for real.
here's why I argue
What
that.
kind?
I never heard that one, Jeff.
I'm being honest. The old wives' tale for you guys are familiar with restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
yeah.
The old wives' tale is you put socks underneath your pillow and quote unquote your legs will quit moving.
I never heard that. I never heard that. But Jubb does not believe that pickle juice is a cure for
No,
cramps.
it's incredible.
And
We
here's-
used to have
Yes.
we used to. I'm serious. I wasn't the best football player, but I only caught one
right.
ball in my high school career. But
It's better than I did.
yeah, listen. Maybe
They
I
didn't throw
caught
it to
a
you
couple,
though.
actually.
They didn't throw it to you.
Listen, we would have mustard on the side of the sidelines, and we'd also have pickle juice too. And it was in the Gatorade bottles. We just squirt it down each other's mouths.
Okay, here's
legit.
my defense,
It's legit, though.
Your Honor. Here's my defense.
Thank you, man.
I'm gonna take the stand.
Please.
There's no way. There is zero chance.
Think about what you're about
Wait
to
a
say before you
second.
go.
Now hold on.
Thank you, sir.
There is zero chance that. Now here, apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to relate it to cramping. If you take a shot of apple cider vinegar, that goes directly where you're being affected by
Your
the heart.
acid
Yes.
pump.
If you take a shot of pickle juice, there is no way that sodium or whatever they say that helps you with cramps gets from your stomach to your muscles in a fraction of a second. There is no way.
Boy, Jeff is looking at you hard, man.
I'm enamored
about
right
when you
now.
sip-
I'm
about-
totally enamored.
Because
It could be a
here's the thing.
placebo.
Exactly, that's what I say it is. If there's a lot of there's a
How about
there's-
when you snort crystal meth? Does that get into your
well, yeah, that's different. That's a little. That's.
about
I don't
this,
know.
Rob?
I'm just trying.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
just throwing it. I don't
just
know.
throwing
I'm
that
not
shit out there.
I'm going to say that crystal meth is a little more potent than pickle juice.
No.
But there's he's a magician that turned into a turned into a guy.
Back to the magician.
No, listen. No, wait.
All
I
right,
gotta
sorry,
wait.
let
Wait,
go.
wait, jump.
Finish.
Magician into an actor.
No, a magician. He turned into an expert in debunking magicians and people who saying that they're. His name's James Randi, and if you look him up, his name's James Randi. I'll put a picture of him up. He took a bottle of pills of pain relievers. He took the whole bottle on stage. Took the whole bottle. If you took a whole bottle of pain relievers, you're dead. He took a whole bottle of pain relievers, and it did nothing because it's placebo. So if you take a little shot of pickle juice, and everybody knows, okay, you take pickle juice, my cramps go away. Your brain is so much more powerful than what we think it is. So I'm telling
it's
you
all
right
mental.
now, I think pickle juice right into the stomach. I think maybe it might work over time, but like you took it, and then within 30 seconds you went, oh, I feel good.
That's just because the cramp went away.
Let me
It
tell you
either
what I
went
just
away
learned.
or
This doesn't magically
that's
go
all.
away.
Hey, Jubb,
Yes, it
I will
does.
back you up on the brain power thing, though.
Yeah.
I got to find, I don't have that number in front of me, but I did read something recently about if you put every supercomputer on the Earth together, it cannot generate as much power as the human brain completely unlocked,
No,
which
that's
was
actually nuts.
absolutely incredible.
That
to
is
find.
well, don't they
fathom.
say they?
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness!
Hello,
look who's here.
Evie.
Scared the shit out of me.
Evo.
Look who's here.
Our first female guest.
Our Pine Room pet has just arrived. Our Pine Room dog, and we're going to
Welcome.
show her.
Hello.
Get up here.
Yeah, but what we were talking about.
It sets off. I just looked it
Well-
up. It's not because it goes helps with the sodium and all that. It sets off an immediate nervous reaction.
Brain reaction.
I'll have to. You know what we'll do? We'll come back to this next week.
Okay.
We'll come back to it next
Because
week.
I understand where you're coming from. I believe you, but
Let's do
just-
some
it has to
on-site
do
lab
something.
testing.
Yeah.
We'll come back next week.
I won't
And
drink water
Nick
for a
and
week.
Say
Yeah, no doubt.
can not drink water for hours and then.
Look who just showed up.
Oh, look
Hello.
at that. What's up,
Hi.
Evie?
Welcome.
What's up, Evo?
Welcome.
Coach Dell, Evie, go get your ball.
There's our Pine
Champ
Room
said, go get the fucking
dog
ball.
has just arrived.
Yay.
She is in the house.
So real quick, back to that though. So do you think even pharmaceuticals have a little bit with that too?
I think some do.
I respect
I
that.
think that maybe not prescribed stuff. Probably I would say probably doesn't, but like over the count, like or not. Wait, is that the
Hello,
same
Aunt
thing?
Patty.
Like,
Hi, Patty.
Miss Patty.
I think that it's stuff that you can buy off the shelf, like ibuprofen, stuff like that. Now, obviously, I think ibuprofen isn't one of those, but I think that there are some maybe. I can't name a brand, but I can.
You can't because you can't think of one?
I can't
Like
think of
Tylenol
one.
or
But I'm assuming there is some sort of remedy, some sort of remedy pill that is not real. That is not. It doesn't do anything.
Hey Jeff, doesn't that like a fever reducer? Doesn't that immediately go to the brain to trigger that to lower the body temperature or something?
There's different receptor sites in the body that affects. So I don't disagree with what Jubber's saying. I think obviously conspiracy theory comes out and this kind of stuff.
Well,
but
no, I'm not that.
Pharmaceuticals being worth, the companies being worth $1 trillion. Yeah.
I do have something with that though. There was our senior year in anatomy class. There was this girl who didn't study, and she had 3 hours to study. And there was this kid who had Adderall, and she wanted one of them. And she asked, like, can you please give me an Adderall? I need to study and do well on this test. He said, yeah, absolutely. He wasn't going to give her an Adderall, but he gave her a Tylenol. Gave her Tylenol, and she truly believed that it was Adderall.
What'd she get on the test?
She did really well.
And exactly.
But she thought she was, like, locked in. Like, she was telling everyone, like, I'm locked
mental.
in. And that's...
Chris, is that you over there? The sleep study started already.
That was Evie. She was looking at something.
I'll be honest, that wasn't that bad if that was your
No,
snore.
no, Jeff.
No,
that was.
But that's another one of my points. I think that like I said, the brain and what we were just talking about, the brain is so much more powerful than a lot of people think that it is. I mean, I think that if for example, I'm trying to think of
You thinking about Champ's brain?
Well, no, that's a totally different thing. You might see him.
He's the missing
soon,
link.
by the way. But yeah, let's stop that.
All right, to be
stop
continued.
That
How about
train
that?
there.
Let's be continued.
Let's do this. If you have an opinion on this, hit us up on social media. Give us weigh in on it. Comment on this and
Alka-Seltzer and pickle juice. That's what I hear.
On Jub's Medical Corner.
Like I believe in a placebo effect, but I also believe in the science behind why some of this stuff works.
Science schmites.
Here
I
we
think.
go. Here we go.
I
Do
think
you
that-
trust
I
the
say bare
scientists?
knuckle fight right now. You two right now. We settle this the right way.
No, that's for him and Cooley. That's for
right,
him and
there it
Cooley.
is.
Now, speaking of Cooley, did he tell you about what happened at Chick-fil-A in 2019? Him and I?
In Florida?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He
So I'll recap this. I wasn't there, but I know the whole story. So Soup and Cooley were walking into a Chick-fil-A, and Cooley. Now, if Cooley, if you're listening to this, let's be honest. You get a little hangry. And I'm going to attribute this to that. Now, you actually, I'm going to rescind that because I think you might be a little hangry.
Yes,
so
I'm starving.
Now I'll give you this also. You had recent surgery on your.
No, we had a horrible day in the weight room at 8 a.m. A horrible baseball practice. Jarrett smoked me in the knee with a line drive.
Okay, that's what it was. That's what it
Now
was.
my knee hurts.
So Soup's knee hurts, and they're walking into Chick-fil-A, and Soup is in front of Cooley. Correct? Cooley goes up behind him. If you've ever seen anybody go up behind anybody and they knock their back of their knees, they crumple. So he does that to Soup, and Soup had a pretty adverse reaction to it and just turned and took. He
hit me in the back of the knee, and as I was crumpling, his head was still down there, and I know he was smiling as he was doing it. He down there, he hit me in the knee. As soon as I crumpled, I put him right in a headlock, and we went right to the ground in the Chick-fil-A parking lot.
And I don't think
Jarrett tells the story hilarious that Cools didn't talk to us for 15 minutes inside Chick-fil-A.
All right, so one of the big things about the Pine Room is food. That's a huge staple, and I think I've talked about it a couple times in the Pine Room since we've been doing this. I think for the past 5 episodes. I know for the past 2 we've talked about food. Thankfully enough, we were able to get DoorDash up here. Duggar's, actually, we have some tenders and JoJo's up here. I know right now that's kind of a big thing. I think they're tenders and JoJo's. That's a Nick special.
Yeah,
Nick,
eight tenders and 8 JoJo's for $12.99.
Yeah.
Fire deal.
Is that
Yeah.
Nick's
it's a
regular
great
lunch?
deal.
that's Nick's regular deal.
Hey, Jarrett loves chicken tenders, so he's an expert. And
Yeah.
welcome him to the show.
So to the show,
Welcome, Jerry.
We have my twin brother Jarrett, who's a connoisseur of chicken tenders. He has probably had every chicken tender in every restaurant that's ever probably existed. That's a lie. But we have some chicken
Close.
tenders here now, so that's what we're going to be snacking on today's episode of the Pine Room. We got some sauces here. We have the pig out sauce. We have the spicy ranch, and we have the barbecue sauce. So I mean, we're gonna
Delicious
just kind of continue we're gonna shoot the shit for the next whenever, and we got some nice grub to grub down on. So yeah.
And I want to send a shout out to my boy, the Duggar Ruski, the D-Man. He's my boy. He was, in case anybody doesn't know, and these guys don't know, Duggar was a big influence in this Pine Room too. He was here from the beginning when we were watching one TV on a picnic bench. The Duggar was here. When the Cueto game was happening here in, what is that, 2015?
13.
Oh, 2013. Yeah, the Duggarooski was here. He was here live and in person, just as not in any other way, but a Bucko fan, a diehard Bucko fan. We had a ball, and he and I have been through a lot of different things together, building this Pine Room to what it is today. We built, very instrumental in building Lock 12, the gorgeous field that the Redbirds play on. He was instrumental in helping out the Wheeling Park baseball field. So the Duggar has been huge and a very good friend of mine. And the D-Man, can't wait till you're sitting here with us, buddy.
Yeah, and one thing I'm sorry, I'm eating here. One thing about chicken tenders, and I'm a big chicken tender guy. I know Chris and I, we were just talking. Chicken tenders are an underrated thing. I know a lot of people catch flack if you order chicken tenders at a restaurant because
or fish and chips everywhere you go.
Oh, here we go. Fish and chips. Listen, fish and chips and chicken tenders are one of the menu items that are very looked down upon. A friend of mine, Gage, he likes to shit on me for eating fish and chips whenever we go out because he tells a story that we were on a baseball road trip. I think we were down at their regional tournament down in North Carolina when I was playing for Post 1. And everybody's order, he likes to tell it. He likes to tell it like this. He go, yeah, everybody was going around and they were down a shot glass. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
That's good.
Don't worry about it.
The set got baptized. That's wonderful. Good stuff.
Please hold.
Yeah, so he likes to tell the story that everybody was going around. They were ordering like wings and burgers, and they were having big ribs, like a half rack of ribs. And then it came around to me, and I ordered the fish and chips. And ever since then, whenever I order the fish and chips, I think that I'm some kind of freak for ordering fish and chips. But I guarantee you, no matter where you go and have fish and chips, as well as chicken tenders, you're not going to be let down a lot.
Yeah, Jub, that's the most common meal in the UK. So if you ever go over there,
exactly, I won't be a freak.
No one will make fun of you.
Yeah. What kind of fish is in the UK?
I think any kind of
good kind.
fish. Cod,
It's not as good as Coleman's.
Well, probably not. But then again, who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not.
So I want to get your read on this. As far as chicken tenders go, what do you look for in a chicken tender?
Oh, here we go.
I don't really know if I look for anything particular. I guess
The crunch?
You like the breading?
the breading is important. Like, see, you could have a flat chicken tender, or you could have one kind of like Duggar's here.
A natural tender.
Like a TJ's, like a flank almost.
Now here's what
like a plank?
Yeah,
here's what
like
I'm
a
going to
chicken
say.
Plank.
I don't get tenders a lot. When I do get tenders, it's got to be a place like that tenders are a speciality, like a Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's.
You sounded like the Dos Equis guy when he said, "I don't always drink beer."
I don't.
I do.
I don't always get tenders, but when I do,
They're Duggars.
Yeah, and the good thing about here's what you can tell about Duggars, and I don't want to, I don't want to act like I'm some connoisseur of chicken tenders, which I'm not. But here's the thing about some tenders. You can tell when a tender is a real tender. Like, you can tell when it's real meat. Like, as far as, like...
It's tender.
It's tender. Yeah.
It's chicken.
I'm going to
it's
cut this
tender.
out.
Hey, I gotta throw my plate away, but that what's it called? Pig out?
Pig out sauce.
That's unbelievable. I could
Phenomenal.
drink it from a gallon.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Very good.
Hey,
Well-
Jub, the other thing about these, you don't have to be a connoisseur to figure these freaking things, these tenders are massive.
Oh.
These are
Gigantic.
they're very, very...
They soak up a lot of beer, Chris.
Yeah.
So I
Yes,
think
they
with
do.
our second shot here of what are we
Boy,
drinking? Smoky caramel?
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit. I think we toast to the Duggar, the D-Man. The
D-Man.
Duggarooski.
Thanks,
It's
Doug.
chicken
Providing the chicken tenders and the sauce. Here's to you, Duggar.
Yeah.
Hi, Doug.
Bring them up. Yes, sir.
Can you order that old Smokey on DoorDash too? You should be able to.
Refreshing.
Well, instead of the ice cream man, why can't we have like the liquor man? That'd
Yeah.
be fucking awesome.
Let's go NBA a little bit here, just short, quick. Let's go NBA. Chris, I know you're you follow the NBA.
We're missing the NBA guru.
Yeah,
though.
I know
Well,
we are, and
Bulls.
I've got one bet that looks good, and I got one bet that looks absolutely terrible, and you know what? I should just not even bet it.
I got to tell you, I told Chris this on Sunday, and I was saying it to Jeff and Soup earlier. I tried to watch that stuff this weekend, gave it an honest chance, and it's not doing anything for me. It's a really bad product. And I don't know how people watch it. It's a foul
it's tough,
every
and-
play. It's a 3-pointer every play.
And I was just telling this to Cooley and his uncle James, because they're both huge NBA fans. I can't watch the regular season because it's even worse.
Yes.
But the NBA playoffs is something I can get behind.
In the last 5 minutes of the game, I can watch it, and that's
yeah,
about
it's
it.
awesome. I like when the big superstars are matched up against each other, and I think it's a blast to watch.
It's also too much about the officials. NBA has a dark history of fixing games with Tim Donaghy, so I don't know why no
How
one
about
ever
the one-
talks about that.
How about the one? There's a referee that's 14-0 against
Chris Paul. Yeah, his name's Scott Foster,
Yeah.
and he's made it his life's goal to just basically fuck
Well,
Chris
we
Paul every
talked
time
about
he gets
that
to.
last week.
Well, I think we wanted to. We talked about
We
it
didn't
right
do it
after.
on air.
Yeah, well, right after we wrapped, we talked about it, but we didn't.
Okay,
we
yeah.
didn't get the
so
hit on
as of
it.
last week, he was what 0-13.
Yeah, and he lost that night.
They played that night,
Yeah, and they were a huge favorite.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
he
were a
lost by-
9.5 point favorite.
at
It was
home.
12. I can't remember.
And
yeah. Yep.
But I don't think he had anything to really do with that.
Probably.
I mean-
not. Devin Booker getting hurt didn't help.
Yeah.
Coach, I know you're saying you have a bet that you're gonna put in, or you already did put in
For
for the NBA.
Yeah, you just said you were going to put.
oh
it
no, I got the Jazz against the Mavs, and I'm in massive trouble there. They're
Yes.
down 3-2, and they're not. But I do have the Bucks against the Bulls to win 4-1 and to win outright. So
Okay.
if the Bucks win, no, I don't think it's tomorrow. I don't think they
it's
play tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Bucks and Bulls Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow's
Okay.
Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Bucks and Bulls tomorrow. If I win that, I'm good. But I'm going to lose the Jazz. And they were like a $3 favorite. I can't believe it. And they got it handed to them last night.
Yeah, I don't bet the NBA normally, but I found something cool. I think I want to root for the Golden State Warriors to play the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Finals, and the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics to play each other in the Eastern. Parlay those together, you can get it for like plus 510 right now. So I think that's what I'm about to root for.
I'd say that's a pretty solid, even though I'm not an NBA fan. I mean, I think that's solid.
Suns might be in trouble here though against Pelicans without
Yeah.
Booker. They looked really bad the last game, so we'll see. They
So are the
should still be
Sixers.
able to win, but yeah, they're gonna. Doc Rivers strikes again. He's
yep.
on his way to blowing a.
You called
3-0.
that. You
Yeah.
called that. You called that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, he's got a history. He's blown a lot of 3-1 series leads.
Does Zion have a chance to
No.
come back this series?
No,
He's my
Zion,
favorite
he's
player.
eating Duggar's tenders right
Yes.
now, right down. He's
A lot of them.
They
Yeah.
sent a whole truck down.
he eats like 4 Knicks combos a day.
wow, that's 48 chicken tenders
Yeah,
and 48
easy.
JoJo's.
That's before his workout at lunchtime.
Good math, Soup.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I'll take
hey,
pride in
since
that.
you mentioned the NBA, and I heard you mention the Chicago Bulls, and I'm bringing this up because our NBA guru isn't here, Tyler Cooley. But didn't he mention a couple podcasts ago about LeBron's the best ever when he was beating on some of the older guys in the league?
Well, no, I know that last week he took the Mickey out of Jordan.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he didn't
whatever
like the
you guys, I don't know,
65
you
point.
younger guys here might have a different take, but I assume Jeff and I know Matt and probably Michael Jordan's the greatest player ever.
Period.
It's not even up for
Period.
discussion. I have stats here. I'm not going to read them all because, and you don't even need the stats. All you got to do is watch the highlights.
Yes.
But the one thing I did notice, and it said in 1988, Jordan led the league in scoring, averaged 35 a game, but also was the defensive player of the year.
Yep.
That's happened one time, and it was him. And so the NBA has been around for 76 years, and he's the only guy to lead the league in scoring and the defensive player of the year. So
Luke tried to tell me that he wasn't a good defender. I'm like, okay, dude. All right.
Chris, do you
Good.
have in your notes how many times he was first team all defense?
9.
No, nine
Nine,
times. yeah.
honestly.
Matt, I
But
think-
here's the deal: Luke's a homer. He's a young
right,
buck.
exactly.
LeBron.
They only see LeBron.
yes.
You know.
Hey, if Jordan existed in the Twitter era or the social media era, it would have melted down. Elon Musk wouldn't have had anything to buy. It would have broke.
So here's real quick: what do you guys truly define the difference between the two? Because I know what my
I'll
opinion
add to
is.
this. I think Matt said this on the podcast too. I think Jordan's the best ever, just from what I've watched. But
Thank you.
LeBron is the best basketball athlete to ever play.
Athlete,
Jordan
I would
is
agree.
nowhere near as athletically as
fair.
LeBron
And he
is.
would tell you.
But yes, agreed. Jordan watching those highlights is some of the coolest
Yep.
stuff to see the way he went at people. He would go right at dudes.
His
He-
competitive
he would shoot,
spirit was
defense, to
unbelievable.
finish at the
That was
rim.
it. He'd literally put his foot on your throat in a fucking heartbeat, and I don't think LeBron has that in him.
And teammates included. LeBron wants to be liked by everyone.
Right,
If anybody
right.
criticizes him, he cries like a little bitch. Jordan doesn't do that. He comes out, he'll fight his best friend in practice. He doesn't
Fuck
care.
Will Purdue.
He
He
wants to
fucking
win.
fought
Yeah.
Will Purdue right in the fucking
Curry
face.
punched
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
which I'd like to punch Steve Kerr too.
Yeah,
He's an
yeah,
idiot.
me too.
He's an absolute idiot, but
Yep.
good coach, but idiot.
You know, I think that goes a long way. Like any professional athlete, I think your ability as an athlete and your ability as just a human being is two totally different things. I think that, like, you know, Jordan might not, like you said, he might not be the listen. And I don't know shit about the NBA. I don't know about it then, and I don't know about it now. But as far as what I've heard from you guys, how you behave out of the court, inside the court, out of the court, and as an athlete, as far as, you know, like you said, if you're as competitive as Jordan was, I haven't watched any of his stuff, but the way you're telling me, if you're as competitive as him and you carry yourself that way, I think that you're automatically at a higher level than somebody that
Yeah.
if you're saying that.
Agreed.
that-
Well said, Job. Because I
Honestly,
feel
well
like
said.
Jordan was like a uniter. Everyone in the world loved him. LeBron is not.
right.
He's polarizing. People don't like him.
No.
Not because it's just on the court, but his overall behavior. And some of it is on the court. He cries about every foul.
And actually, I think the biggest part about that is he's not fucking real.
No.
No.
Jordan
It's
was
such a
fucking
fake.
real.
Yes.
LeBron was fucking. He's pseudo. He's so
Yes, you're
fucking
exactly
pseudo. So
right,
I think
Jeff.
that's the reason why he's not
He
polarizing.
changes his character based on who's watching.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't do well with that kind of
Me
people.
either.
Hence the reason why we hang out with the people we do in the
Right,
fucking Pine
right.
Room, because we are what we are.
We're
We
the
accept
same
everybody.
today as we
Nobody's
are every
being
other
fake.
day.
Nobody fucking changes. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why what we're doing right now, right, fellas? Period.
Absolutely.
So here's a question for you guys. Who would you put if Jordan's at the absolute top, who do you put right below him?
Right there, LeBron's number 2.
Yeah,
You put
LeBron.
LeBron
yeah,
at two?
100%.
I'm not ripping him saying that he's not the
See,
best.
now I got a head shake
I
and a
don't
head
agree
shake.
with that
Kobe's
at
right
all.
there with him.
I would have to
I mean,
put Kobe
wait.
Bryant ahead just on competitiveness
Yeah.
alone.
Where do you put Larry Bird?
And Larry
Top
Bird's
five.
ahead of
Larry
LeBron.
Bird.
Larry Bird's
100%.
ahead of LeBron.
Not even close.
Larry Bird
And there's
is,
a lot of
From
other
a-
guys too.
From what standpoint, I guess I'll ask, because I'm a Larry guy, but I just want to hear that input.
Basketball player, just
overall.
IQ.
blown IQ. That
Yeah.
good. Good
Overall,
point, Chris.
teammate, competitiveness. Yeah, I mean, biggest trash talker in the history of the NBA. People say.
And I know that it's
Yeah.
not
He
fair
scored
to compare eras, but could Bird play in today's basketball?
Well, that'd be like asking if
believe-
Babe
And I know
Ruth,
that's what I'm
Babe
saying.
Ruth could play.
No,
now.
and I know that's not fair, but I
Yeah.
think here's the deal: LeBron could have played back in Jordan's day.
Yeah.
Jordan could play in today's day. But my question is, could Larry Bird play in today's day?
Does Larry Bird have the things that all these other guys have? Larry Bird wore shoes that are like this fucking concrete
Yeah, that's
out
a
here.
very-
I mean,
that's a
does he
valid
have?
point.
If he
That's
had to
fair.
play with everything he had back then who knows?
What about
but I still think
the
he
nut
could.
huggers? Does
Yeah,
he still get
could
to wear the nut
those.
huggers?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that guy
yeah.
was so tough. I mean, guys
any-
today would sit out half the games he
So
played in.
true. So
if
true.
any man can score 47 points only using one hand
Yes.
to save his hand for the next game,
Yeah.
Larry Bird
That's
scored
badass.
47 points using his left hand because he said he wanted to save his right for the next
You
game.
ever see that 2-minute clip of him of his greatest passes ever?
Yeah.
It is insane. How he saw the court, like Chris said. His IQ of the game was just beyond.
I would agree with that.
Beyond any player.
Talking, since we're talking Celtics, I was my girlfriend's family's from the Northeast up near Boston. They were talking about the Garden and back in like
yes,
all those
yes.
guys played. They told me that there was construction in there and a monkey got loose. Monkeys. That you were talking about how big of a zoo it was in there. There
Yeah,
was legit
it-
monkeys that they said
Yeah.
up in the rafters, monkeys would go up there and steal people's cigarettes and wallets.
They smoked them, too.
There would be fights. There would be fights in the garden and people would be like,
Yeah.
you took my wallet. And it was a monkey.
Yeah.
Like the monkey
Hey,
would take it.
There were
and-
monkeys from the circus that
yeah,
got loose in there.
Speaking of monkeys, there's a monkey there. I listened to
There's
this.
the bridge.
I read this story that there is a monkey in some forest like it might be the Amazon or somewhere where there's a lot of tourists, and there's a bridge that goes across this place where you're going from one side of the forest to the other, and this monkey learned that if it sat on the bridge and it took offerings from people, that people would give it stuff so that they could go through. So the monkey would sit on the bridge and would wait for somebody to come across the bridge, and then it would go up to them, and then the people would give them like a cracker or like a bottle of water, and then the monkey would let him go across
Like
the
he
bridge.
was working a toll booth?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that was just something that
That's pretty.
it's good business.
Boy,
That's
that's
good
smart.
business.
That's interesting.
What would happen if they didn't give him anything?
I don't think they let him through. They'd bite him.
Job, is this
He'd
it?
bite him.
I looked it up real quick. The Heidelberg Bridge Monkey?
It might be that. It might be that.
Heidelberg, Germany?
Heidelberg, Germany.
That might be it.
It's in the Amazon.
Why was it
I would have
forest?
thought
Apparently
monkeys in the Amazon too. but
Whoever
the
hears it,
Heidelberg.
who has
The
ever
Heidelberg
heard?
monkey.
Who has ever heard that there are monkeys in Germany? I've never heard of a monkey
know
in
they were
Germany.
Oh, wait, Job, is it a real monkey? Because this one's
It's a real one.
Okay.
What's yours? The guy
Instead of a fake
dressed
one.
up in a
This one looks like it's not a real monkey. It says it's good luck to be mocked by this monkey.
No,
he's
no,
dressed
no,
up
no.
like Grape Ape or
This
something.
monkey.
Fucking grape ape. I haven't heard that shit forever. That's
grape
fucking
ape.
phenomenal,
Yeah.
Matt.
No, this monkey is a real monkey.
Okay,
Grape
this
ape.
isn't the right one
No.
then. This Heidelberg monkey says, according to the legend, the bronze monkey on Heidelberg's Old Bridge was meant to remind those who crossed it from either side to look over their shoulders at where they came from.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look over your shoulder.
Right,
The
before you
Heidelberg
cross that
monkey.
bridge. Hey, I want to. We're talking about tough players, and we were talking about basketball. Have you guys seen the trailer on Facing Nolan yet? About Nolan Ryan? Watch it.
No.
Watch it, because you're going to see the baddest ass motherfucker ever to take the mound. He was the baddest son of a bitch going. And the reason I'm talking about him is how like like a week and a half ago, Clayton Kershaw came out of the game. He had a no-hitter going in the 7th inning, and they took him out of the game.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, perfect game.
Yep.
And what I'm saying is, when we were talking about tough guys like Bird and those guys who were just badasses that fight, whatever. Could you imagine Nolan Ryan coming out of a game?
He'd have beat the shit out of his manager.
Bob Gibson, like any of those tough guys that were just like, they didn't give a shit. They'd throw 130 pitches to get their team a win. And Nolan Ryan, you guys got to see that. He's
What's it on, Mark? I never.
It's coming out. It's going to be a movie. I believe it's going to be a movie, Facing Nolan. He threw over 100. He's the first guy ever to throw over 100 miles an hour. He threw
Unbelievable.
I saw one. Now I don't know if it's true, but 108 miles an hour. I saw one of his pitches.
Holy shit.
But anyway, I'm talking about tough guys. Tough guys that play. And how things have changed. About Cal Ripken's, I think that'll never be broken. But how about the Pirates resting in you guys?
Yeah, what, the third game?
The sixth fucking game.
Six
fucking
games,
game.
and they're resting Key Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds.
Here's the thing. They
about
fucking
that?
won, though.
Yeah,
That's the
so
worst
they
part about it. They won.
Like, really?
I know you're. Listen, I get it. I agree with you.
It's
but
a
I'm just saying-
business.
I'm saying from your point of view, you took the under on their wins, so you got to be happy.
I hope they rest them every third day. But it's just
I think it's complete,
ridiculous how
that they're
these
resting
guys
them.
rest now.
Well, so what do you attribute that to? Like everybody's saying that back in the day they would have never taken a rest. So what do you attribute that to as far as now?
Money. That's the only thing. It's-
Fair enough. Fair
That's
enough.
the only thing. But I'm talking about Nolan Ryan. These guys were badasses back in the day.
Yeah, Coach, I sent this to you guys on a chat not that long ago. Tom Seaver, it was Tom Seaver Day last weekend for the Mets. They honored Tom Seaver. And Chris and I were talking about this. Tom Seaver had 105 starts of 9+ innings, allowing 1 run or fewer.
That's
Jesus.
He had a 90-3 record in those starts and a 0.38 ERA.
9+ innings, not 9. 9+.
Who did
Yeah.
pitch against 12-year-olds?
that is unheard
Incredible.
So like
That's just one example.
so do
like
you
were
think
saying.
do you think you'll ever see that within in the future?
Never.
Ever.
Ever. It's just going to keep getting worse. Clayton Kershaw, perfect game through 7.
But
There-
Mark,
there's only been how many perfect games has there been, Chris? Very few.
20.
I don't know how many perfect games, but that made me think too. Like, what's that say about Kershaw? Like he had
He backed Dave Roberts up on it, too.
I know, and
He
I'd
did,
be,
too.
I'd be
Yes,
like,
he did.
no, sit the fuck down. I'm staying out on the mound. I mean, he'd only thrown 80 pitches, and they said the pace he was on, if he'd have pitched 2 more innings, he might have thrown like 104 pitches. Like, what the hell?
Now,
so pathetic.
he was throwing a perfect game.
Yes.
Perfect.
Through 9?
No, through
Seven.
7.
Seven. Wasn't somebody? Didn't somebody recently through a perfect game through 9 and they lost? Did that just happen
There was
recently?
a no-hitter that the Pirates were getting no hit against Jarrett. You might be able to help me this. Remember, somebody hit a home run in
It
the
was
bottom
Rich,
of the 10th?
Rich Hill and the Dodgers a few years
Rich
ago.
Hill was throwing a no-hitter against us.
And
couple
Rich Hill
nights
got
ago-
pissed when he got taken out.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
couple
he
nights ago
should.
that happened to the Rays.
23 perfect games all time in MLB. And that could have been the 24th. That's very, very rare in 150 years.
Oh, wow.
So at the end of the day, you just attribute that to money making.
Just
Analytics,
saving
too.
your arm so you can get your
Analytics.
next
But
contract.
what are
Yeah, analytics ruins everything.
so they're saying they're
Except Google Analytics.
they're weighing. Let's say, Chris, you said he might get to what 100
He
104
said like 105,
105
104.
pitches. So you're saying
nothing.
is it worth taking him out throwing 20 more pitches than it would be making history in the MLB? Is it?
That's a great point because
It is.
go throw the perfect game. He was going to throw a perfect game.
Well, in Soup, they said that too. The guys on the radio were saying, baseball is already the ratings are, viewership's down, and it said you finally got something that
Exactly.
and
To
hang your hat on. To
right,
hang your
just
hat
to get
on.
them talking about
Yes.
baseball.
And here's the thing: these guys are the best athletes
Yes.
in the world as far as baseball goes. I think that if it was me, I feel like those guys could be able to throw 40 more
Yeah.
pitches in that
yes.
situation.
And I wasn't even watching that game, but I saw rolling across the ticker on ESPN, Kershaw perfect game 2-7. So I know MLB is going to have it, even if it's not a tele. And I turned over. I was excited. I was excited to watch it. They said he's out of the game.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Well, how about perspective right now? We're talking about a high school game last night. Both pitchers went all 7 innings. One pitched, I think, 98 or 100, and the other one pitched 107.
Yeah.
So we're talking high school arms.
Yeah.
And these guys are getting paid millions of dollars.
And they're in prime form, probably the most. They're probably the most prime form of athleticism that you can find.
And Kershaw's been throwing since he's 6 years old.
right.
I mean,
soft. Soft.
You want to grow the game. Let those guys.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
I saw a great tweet about MLB trying to grow the game. These 6 to 12-year-olds, when they turn on ESPN, they want a Patrick Mahomes jersey. They want they want a Curry jersey. They want Donovan Mitchell, or if they go back to football, they want someone sweet like Tyreek Hill. They don't want a Juan Soto or a Bryce Harper or a Mike Trout. They need to market those guys so much more. We want to see them on all the commercials and in the movies, and they got to grow the game and let all this fun stuff happen. How are you going to take Kershaw out of the game when he's got a chance to make history?
Exactly.
I mean, has he thrown a perfect game before?
No.
He hasn't thrown a perfect game before.
No, I think there's only ever been.
See that?
I was
Dodgers
gonna
have
ask.
one ever? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe if one or
Has
none.
he ever thrown a no-hitter?
I believe he's thrown a no-hitter.
Did you say the Dodgers have a perfect?
I don't believe the Dodgers ever have. If they do, it wouldn't have been more than one in their franchise history.
Wouldn't that be something though that they say, "Hey, we want to put this on our name. We
Yes.
want to have a guy
Yes.
that has done this in our anyway."
Absolutely.
I mean,
Especially a franchise as storied as them.
yeah, that's just
That's
crazy.
story to spending as much money as they can.
Yeah.
it's
right.
it's kind of a bummer because I mean then it sets the precedent for okay. I'm at the Dodgers game. Guys got a perfect game through 6. Okay, well, I guess we could stay and he could throw a perfect game, but there's a good chance they're going to take him out, and then I got to go home.
Head
and,
to the
you know.
exits.
Yep.
Beat the traffic.
Did they end up? Did the perfect game? Did it fall away at the end of the game?
They got a hit.
Yeah.
They got a hit.
That's just not.
Speaking of baseball, we got Jared here, West Lib Baseball. They're starting to play well now. Split with Frostburg this past weekend, who's the division leader, and actually could have won 3 of 4 and possibly could have swept them. And huge series. Bring us up to speed on what's going on this weekend.
Well, we're back in the playoff race, and we got 4 against Fairmont this weekend coming up. So it should be.
Where's Fairmont at in the standings, Jared?
They are second place right now in the North Division. So I think I'm not sure how many we're behind them, but we're 3 games back of third, and then the top 3 teams in the North and the South go to the playoffs. So we're back in the race right now. So this weekend should be pretty fun. I'm excited.
Is the tournament still at Beckley?
Still at Beckley, yeah, and that at the I don't even know what
That minor league park
yeah,
there, yeah.
I think it's like
Glacier Springs? That's not right, is it?
yeah,
Man, that wherever we stay,
Glade
it's
Springs.
Glade
Glade
Springs,
Springs.
beautiful.
And
yeah,
I-
it is nice. It's
I wanna-
very nice.
And I want to put this out there, and it might happen, it might not happen. But you guys, where you play Saturday? At home?
At West Liberty
it,
University.
I just want to make sure. Before I say what I'm about to say here. There's a chance, and it's not official yet, so it might not happen. It may happen. We might be taking this set up to West Liberty University. So if you are interested in coming watching us live, there's two things that I want to mention now. Either you can come to West Liberty University on Saturday at what time?
1 and 4.
1 and 4 o'clock. In between then, we'll
PM.
probably do a little show in between them. Not AM, just in case you're an early bird. You don't need to
We'll
get
see
up.
you at the Alpha at 1 a.m.
Yeah. So we might be there. We might do a little show there. You can come and listen to us live there. But another thing I want to push, and I even forgot to push it at the beginning of the show, May 20th. May 20th, we have solidified details. We will be at River City, May 20th at 5 o'clock for the Barstools Rough and Rowdy. We will be there. A live show. We will have giveaways, everything you can think of. We're going to have some fun stuff to talk about. We might have some fun people to come in and do a little talking on the show. But look forward to that and mark your calendars for it, because May 20th, it's going to be a big to-do. And I know we're all here excited about it. I mean, we haven't done a live show before, so and a lot of podcasts that I've listened to, they don't do live shows for a couple years. We've only been doing this for what, 6 episodes? Yeah. So now
Jason Miller, owner down there at River City, he shout out to him. Thank you. This is going to be a blast. He said there's going to be specials there, food specials, drink specials. We're going to have a lot of fun down there on May 20th.
Yeah.
So.
And actually, even a shout out to Anna Myers Penhose.
Yeah,
as well.
Anna.
Anna Myers Penhose pulling through for us.
Yes. But that's, it's probably one of the bigger events to come to Wheeling in the past 10 years, and we're going to be the ones hosting a little pre-party down at River City. So mark that on your calendars. We want you there. I want everybody that's listening here. I know our viewership is going up. Our listenership is going up. Come down and have a fun time. Have a drink. You might get a koozie. You might get a T-shirt. You might get a pen, a bottle opener.
You might get a handshake from Jarrett Delroy.
Yeah, that's worth a lot.
pretty important.
Jubb, speaking of big events, did you know on this date in 1986, today's April 26th, actually. So in 1986, the Chernobyl disaster occurred.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, how about that?
I hear stuff. This is where my obscure knowledge comes in, because I don't know shit about anything, but I do know stuff about weird stuff, and I think that Chernobyl, at least as it is today, is still. People for whatever reason, when I choose to go on vacation, I like to go places where it's a calm environment and there, I can relax. Some people choose to go to Chernobyl, where
You're
you
not gonna
have to
get
wear
radiation poisoning.
Yeah, and you have to bring a Geiger counter and make sure you're not going anywhere that's still highly radioactive.
Yes.
But I read a thing where they found that anything, like any animals and stuff that are in that area, the closer that they were to the actual site of the explosion and the radiation, those animals, even though they've bred and they've died and moved on, all those animals and all that wildlife there is still radioactive and will be
Yes.
for the next. I mean,
Wait a second. So their offspring?
Yes, yes.
and it might not directly contribute to being the offspring of that parent, but it
wasn't. It was further down the line, because they actually went and killed every animal within miles and miles and miles.
And they purged all the all produce, all farmland. You can't grow anything anymore.
Nothing.
I know all the water there is still contaminated. You can't fish. You can't. And there's still people that live there.
I thought you could fish there.
Jeremy Wade went there, but he had to get a special license from the government to do it.
There's some fucked up catfish, aren't there?
Yes, yes.
So I would equate that to probably the catfish in the Ohio River and the catfish at Chernobyl are probably
similar.
about the similar.
That fucker's big toe's green right now. I think it's like glowing like a motherfucker. And it all depends on what big toe you're talking about. But
all toes he has.
Have you guys ever watched that River Monsters with Jeremy Wade?
Great show.
If you're looking for something to watch, I think you can get it on. I think it's either Hulu or even Netflix. I think you can watch Jeremy Wade's.
Really good
there's
show.
There's two.
Yeah, he had a spin-off show. It was a different title. I can't remember.
It was
exactly.
like Monsters of the Deep. I think
yes,
it was.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, we got your girl coming out here pretty soon. What's the date? What's the
tomorrow? Or is it?
Yeah, tomorrow. Your girl.
Oh,
Your
what do you
girl.
got?
No, 20. I'm sorry, Friday, Coach. Friday, 29th.
Friday's
Jessica Alba.
Ruth Langmore.
Ruth Langmore, Chris's favorite actress in history.
Those are
Well,
Why do you like her so much, Chris?
I mean, she's a very good actress. She's won some
No.
awards.
Why do you like her?
Doesn't she have a foul mouth?
She has a foul mouth, but I mean,
She has a disgustingly foul mouth, right?
I wouldn't say disgusting.
Well, she says fuck like every other word.
Well,
yeah, she does.
Says,
but
what's one thing she said that you love?
well, we all love it. What about I don't?
You don't know shit about fuck.
yeah.
I never heard
That's
that.
me about the NBA.
Yeah, right.
But that's coming out. Are you excited for that, Chris?
Yeah, I am, but I'm also excited for season 3 of City on a Hill, which I don't think you've watched yet. We've told you.
No, I have not. I
very
have
strong
Matt,
show.
Matt turned me
Kevin
on to
Bacon.
that. Kevin Bacon's
really
awesome.
good show.
He's still doing stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He's
He
plays
played
a great character.
he played in one of the X-Men movies recently. He's
Dude, Bacon.
the only thing that I attribute Kevin Bacon to. What do you think I'm about to say?
Footloose.
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 Tremors.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Footloose.
What about River Wild?
Yeah, he was in that.
that's
Wade.
That's
Wade.
a good call. I forgot about
And
that.
Hollow Man.
And I always think about every time I go into the
I hated that guy.
Chris like
Wade.
Rourke.
Wait,
Yeah.
who
He's
was
like
Wade?
his son. Wade was Bacon.
Oh, yeah,
but
Yeah,
wait,
and then what was his-
Flatliners. Flatliners too.
York.
Yeah,
Rourke was the kid.
That was
But
was a
John
punk.
C. Riley was his
John
partner.
C. Riley.
But
was
I
his
can't remember
partner.
what his name was. In the movie.
every time I go into a gas station now and I look at the thing where the ice cream is, I always think of when the guy gets that they're in the gas station, they're up on the shelves, and that
yeah.
one comes through the bottom and it gets the clerk.
Oh, the Tremors. You're talking about Tremors.
Tremors, yeah. What do you think I'm talking about? Footloose?
He was
dancing
Wild.
in
Oh wait, River.
Footloose.
Oh man, those. What are a couple movies in that range? There's River Wild. I always think about when because I don't understand why anybody ever wants to go. What do we got?
Hold on, Evie.
Evie's getting
Evie's tagged on a wire.
the dog's getting tangled. I don't know why anybody thinks whitewater rafting is fun.
Oh my gosh, that's something
No.
I've never.
Are you
I've
kidding me,
always
Job?
wanted
It's
to do that.
unbelievable.
No.
I've always
Job,
wanted
I'm
to
with
do
you.
that.
No.
I'm with
I'm
If
just
you
scared to
have
death
you
to
ever
do that.
watched have you ever watched the movie The Gray with
Yes, Liam Neeson.
Liam
Yes.
Neeson.
Yeah.
There's a scene at the end of that, towards the end of that movie, where the guy he gets caught underneath a log, like in flowing water, and he can't get up. He's like this far away from the surf. I'm holding
he
up
ends
like
up-
3
he
inches. He
ends
ends up
up,
drowning.
yeah.
That's all I can think of when and all you hear about, if you look up stories of whitewater rafting, all you hear about is injury, death.
No.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes,
I've
you
done
do.
it. I've done it several times. It's a blast.
Okay.
survived it.
Absolute blast.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I agree with you, Job. I totally agree.
Like what?
It's intimidating. I would have to really
I'd love to.
psych
I'd
myself
love
up to do it.
You'd like to go?
You name it, all that kind of stuff. I've always
Skydiving?
I've always wanted to skydive.
I would do that.
I want to go like some of my favorite things: go karting, paintball, roller coasters,
Bungee jumping?
Parasail?
I've never bungee jumped, zip lining. I got to zip
What about
line.
banana boating?
Banana boating, so fun.
Is that dangerous?
Yeah,
Really?
banana boating.
when you've had like 13 margaritas.
It's probably
man, so-
we were down in St. Martin, which is an island down in the Bahamas, and it was myself, Nick, Cooley, Jarrett, and Say, and we were on a. So they have a banana boat and they have a love seat. So it would be like me, Matt. It would be me, Matt, and Jarrett sitting right here. We'd be on a love seat, and then they would drag you behind a boat. But what they didn't have down there at this island, they didn't have a boat. They had a jet ski, and a jet ski obviously can go at sharper angles than a boat. And Cooley's mom went up to the guy when she paid him and said, "Whatever you do, just fuck these guys up." So this guy took us out, and I telling you, if you haven't banana boated or done anything
unbelievable.
like that in your life,
so fun.
I have never, ever laughed as hard as I have. I couldn't hold on to the boat because I was laughing so hard. So I don't know whether he's going to want me to tell this story or not, but I'm going to tell it anyway. It was myself, Nick, and our buddy, I think Spencer was with us. And we hit this turn, and I didn't fall off, but Nick was laying on the seat, and his vest was above his eyes, so he couldn't see. He was screaming out he couldn't see, and we finally flipped. We didn't flip once, and we finally flipped hard. And he comes up, He vomits into the water, and he goes, guys, I think I shit myself. And from then,
What a vagina.
yeah, but that story. Listen, if you haven't been banana boating, it's one of the hardest I've ever
I'll
laughed.
give you one for just because you kind of degraded Nick there.
I didn't degrade him.
I'll give you.
I will. He's a vagina.
I'll hype him up here a little bit. We were banana boating in St. Petersburg one time, and we were trying so hard to just throw Nick off the banana boat, and Nick ended up down. If you've never been on a banana boat, it's literally a banana with the seats everywhere, and you can fall down into the middle of the banana boat. So we got Nick's hands off the handles, and he was laying flat on his back. All someone had to do was just push him off. We couldn't get him off, so I fell on top of him because I was trying, and we hit a wave. And perfectly as we hit the wave, it's like, when you're on a trampoline and everyone jumps and goes higher.
Yeah, double bounce.
Yeah.
We double bounced out in the middle of the ocean, and as Nick shoved me, I went flying. It was like he was Hulk for like less than 2 seconds. I went so high up in the air, and I smacked off that water, man. It was so fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go banana boating.
Yeah. Go banana boating.
What you've got from this?
Hey, so you know what? Why don't we just do this now? Why don't we do a little bit of hot pit cold mug? I know that we were talking about changing the name, but I think at this point we might as well just keep it.
Right.
Because
Just keep it.
nobody's giving us anything to go by. Hot pit cold mug, it's kind of a staple now. So we're just going to keep the name.
Well, before I want to send a shout out to Cooley because he talked. Was that Adolf Hitler's birthday? We talked.
It
about
was
that?
Adolf Hitler's birthday.
Yeah. Well, Matt just gave us the thing that he committed suicide.
Right.
A
much happier day.
Yeah, a much happier day.
So Cooley, Adolf Hitler, happy birthday to him last week, and
Happy death day.
Happy
Hey,
death day.
how about
He's
that
dead
day?
now.
That,
He's
that
dead.
day, April 30th. What a day in history. Isabella and Ferdinand commissioned Christopher Columbus to sail to the New World. That was on April 30th, 1492. George Washington sworn in as president, 1789.
Wow.
All on April 30th. Wow. And Robert E. Lee defeats Joseph Hooker at Chancellorsville. And William Tecumseh Sherman is also defeated. So that was a day of infamous battles in the Civil War.
A lot of war stuff.
And Hitler passed away that day as
wow.
well.
Yeah,
Good riddance.
he passed himself away.
Yeah, he did. Of natural causes.
Hey, and I want to give a shout out here. April 28th, Luciano Pavarotti.
Yes.
Unbelievable. If you
Amazing.
ever heard him sing, go
Yeah.
Seriously,
If you,
that
if you
guy-
haven't,
Well,
Matt, you might be able
wait in Naked Gun, wasn't he supposed to sing the national anthem? And
No, that was Enrico Palazzo.
Is that Mr. Mustard?
What were you going to say, Soup?
Washington was sworn in as the first president in 1789.
Right. Uh-huh.
When was the July 4th win? When was it signed?
Oh, it's 1776.
1776.
But they didn't establish him as a president in
For 13 years?
Yeah.
what'd
Oh
they
my
do for that
goodness.
13 years?
I guess the
had a lame
Continental
duck.
Congress must have just ran everything.
They made a colony every year.
13 of them.
Yeah, 13.
13 of those.
Fair enough.
13 colonies.
Hey, and then and this could correlate to a video that you might see. Champ's favorite Ronald Reagan. He was shot in 1982.
Yeah, John Hinckley gunned him down outside of. Was that a hotel in D.C.,
Yeah.
Chris? You
It was,
you
yeah.
probably remember
was
that.
watching that
I was
on
too
TV,
young
yeah.
to recall. But
Yeah.
Speaking of Champ, Job, you're probably going to put a little. Matt had some really great,
that's
interviews with Champ just Sunday night, so that's probably going to be coming out somewhere. On
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was just mentioning. So you might see a couple snippets on that. You might see it on our social
Yeah.
media. A little plug in here at the Pine Room Podcast on Twitter and at Pine Room Podcast on Instagram, and then on Facebook, I think it's at the Pine Room Podcast.
Guys,
so check that out.
I kind of felt like back in the old 60 Minutes glory days, like I was Mike Wallace or Ed Bradley.
Yeah, but I've never seen Mike Wallace or Ed Bradley laugh every
Well,
second.
hey, you don't know what
question.
they did off take. You
Right,
don't
well,
know.
that's true, too.
Hey, but when they're interviewing,
you couldn't get your questions out.
when they're interviewing one of the leaders of Europe, I'm sure.
Yeah, like
they weren't
President
as entertained.
Zelensky.
Yeah, him or Boris Yeltsin was elected president of Russia. April 25th, 1993.
Who was the second president of the United States? Bob Backlund.
Yeah, so if we
That's
talk.
just a look ahead.
We talk a lot about Champ, and you might meet him in a video. So I think it might be his first ever interview ever. So if
He got interviewed one time, he said, by the Warwood High School paper.
Okay.
That's when he lost.
I bet that went well.
He wished for his 2 front teeth. He wanted money to replace his 2 front teeth.
Hold on, they didn't interview him the night that the night before the LB's distance race, that he got all jacked up and then actually walked the race and then had end up in the hospital with like ice packs all over his body.
Is that the picture we have? The one of his?
Yes.
I think so. That may
Well,
be.
you should have interviewed him after he had his cell phone in his shoe, and he walked like a half a mile.
Yeah,
with
you
it
want
in
to tell
his-
that story
and
real
he
quick?
couldn't find it.
He couldn't find his cell phone. It was in his shoe. He noticed halfway when he was walking to work at the Bridge Bar.
Who in the fuck puts their cell phone in their shoe? Is my I guess Champ does.
And who doesn't notice it when you put your shoe on?
Matt, what did he say that he felt a crunch?
He heard a crunch. He felt something.
Well, yeah, like if you think like the other day we were taking a walk and I had the smallest pebble in my shoe and I had to take my shoe off.
You can feel sand in your shoe.
100%.
Let alone a cell phone.
100%. That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway,
He's
you'll
a
see
man
that.
of many talents.
Yeah, you'll see that interview, and I'll put a couple snippets and stuff on social media. But
Hey,
don't
Chris,
have to.
I wanted to mention this one to you. Billy Martin was named the Yankees manager for the 4th time on April 28th, 1985. And he ended up doing it 5 times.
Yeah, and
That's
Steinbrenner would get pissed and fiery.
yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
And they were buddies, right? That's why I kept bringing it back.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the Yankees, did you guys see over the weekend the Yankee fans throwing trash
Ooh,
at
Chris
the
was hot.
Guardians?
Chris was pissed,
outfielders?
Jarrett.
Yeah, and
that just
That was bad.
I won't spoil. Well, I guess I am spoiling the interview, but Champ had a really good quote. He said, if the fans can throw trash at the players or whoever, the players should be able to throw it back at the fans."
He's right.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So
Hey, did you guys see Kyle Schwarber flip out on Angel
Oh,
Hernandez?
it was awesome.
Yeah.
He was
Yep.
speaking
Sunday
all
night.
of baseball. It was great.
That was unbelievable.
That was great.
I've
How
never
bad
seen
was
a
the
dude.
call?
Angel Hernandez is
you know,
terrible.
It's nuts.
They said it was
this
terrible, but I didn't see it.
Well, he was bad the whole night, but the call he missed on Kyle Schwarber was a really close pitch. But what's nuts to me is those guys in the MLB, those hitters, they know how it's so close, and they're such good hitters that they know when that's a ball.
I've never seen a dude take his helmet off
No,
and just slam it
and
down
he-
at his back.
he
You haven't seen that, Jeff?
I have not.
I haven't either.
Lord.
It was
Do
awesome.
you
It was
haven't seen that,
impressive.
Chris? Oh, my
No,
good.
I heard him
Kyle
talking about
Schwarber
it.
just flipped out.
I'll throw it in the video so you can see it.
Oh, even better.
I think a quote from Schwarber when he was yelling was, "Both sides been fucking horseshit."
Yeah, he wasn't even bitching about himself totally. He
Just
was
the whole night.
Yeah, because Angel, he's got a bad
But why they
rep.
still have him though? Why? I mean, he's been bad for
Look at
years.
me. He's a look at me guy. He
Yeah.
loves himself.
Because people, we pay to go watch him.
Nick
right?
hates him.
Wait,
I
they're
think.
union, right? So they
Yeah.
can't be like he can stay as long as he
Oh,
wants.
MLB's gutless. That
Yeah.
Manfred's an idiot. He's
Yeah.
not going to fire anybody.
Yeah, so why not? While we're on talking some controversial things, let's talk about some hot pit cold mug. Let's start us off since Soup already hit us up with his people brushing their teeth. Why don't we start off with Jeffrey? What do you
Well,
got?
actually, I got more. It's not even. If you want me to go hot pit, I will. But I actually had something else. But we can wait for
no,
that. So-
okay, go ahead. What do you got?
So here's a little here's a little deep conversation for you guys.
Oh,
so,
boy.
So I'm gonna
Wait, is this your hot pit?
no, this is actually not a hot pit. Real quick. So I'm gonna. It's a statement, then it's gonna be a question.
Go ahead.
So the statement first is by no means, because it's gonna make myself sound like a chauvinistic dick. So I want to preface this first.
No.
So I think in the 21st century nowadays, from a standpoint of when there is discrepancies in pay between men and women, I think it's absolutely absurd. Just truly do. I think at the end of the day, we live in a society now that if we're all qualified, or the fact of the matter of we've tenured, whatever the case might be, I don't care if I have a dick swinging between my legs or not. We all should be on equal playing
Of
field.
course.
Yes.
So my question to you is, I just seen it was actually during the basketball tournament that it shows that NCAA women on average earn 71 cents on the dollar when it comes to their fellow male athletes. Okay? So my question to you guys, when it comes to the professional sector, I think it's absolutely bullshit that the fact of the matter that there's a pay discrepancy. But my question to you guys is, how do you guys feel from a standpoint when it comes to NCAA? Well, if it's 71 cents on the dollar, do you think that's a level playing field?
It's not the same job. That's where I come down.
I
with it.
would
it's not
say
the same job.
That's kind of what I was going to get at. I think that, and I don't want to sound like a dick either.
because honestly, you're going to
ahead.
sound like dicks, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I think that it's different. I think that, like, if you and I, if me and let's say another woman, let's say we were both graphic designers, we're working the same job, the exact same job. There's no difference in the playing field of which we're doing the job. Say a woman comes on here. Say we were getting paid for this, and a woman comes on here and is doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. Of course, you should be paid the same.
100%.
Say we're both.
It's stupid that's even a question.
Exactly.
Right? Stupid.
Exactly.
Absolutely asinine.
I mean, it's like say we make like earrings. Like I don't know. Say we make jewelry, and she makes jewelry. I make jewelry. We should still make the same money. But I think that as far as sports, I think the field is different.
Well, it's not that they're not as good athletes as
That's
males.
not what I'm saying
it's
either.
The
Nope.
fact that it's where all the money comes
Revenue.
from.
Exactly.
Honestly, that was going to be my word. Revenue.
I'll stick up and I'll say this. There's some girls that I've seen absolutely whoop some of my guy friends' ass when they're playing basketball, striking them out in softball, throwing a football farther. It has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's unfortunately, it's just the way that people see it in the public. It's what they turn on the TV. It's what the sponsor money wants to go to.
It's what brings in revenue.
In the NCAA's case, what Jeff phrased the question or the topic to discuss, in the NCAA's case, the entire NCAA men's basketball tournament basically pays the trickle-down effects. You see it at West Liberty's level. Like, it trickles down all the way to all those sports. And without that men's basketball tournament, that multi-billion-dollar tournament, most of these people of all sexes would not even have scholarships.
Yeah.
So that right there, it's on tickets, ticket sales, that kind of revenue. College football, for instance, very few schools even turn a profit or in college football
exactly.
season.
And Jeff, if just to go back with the statement you made, anyone in 2022 that wants to argue that a man and woman should be paid differently
Are fucked
You're a
up.
dickhead.
You're
Strictly
a fucking,
based on sex,
You're
you're a
a
moron,
fucking
yeah.
douchebag.
Yeah.
Period.
Let
You're a
me tell you this,
douchebag.
because let me tell you this. If you're arguing that, I guarantee you there's who knows how many people from the other sex that are smarter than you, that work harder than
We
you.
talk about
Actually, I'll be personal. My wife will outwork me. She's fucking smarter than I am.
Yeah, she cuts the grass.
She makes more money than I do. You know what? So I would put my wife up against anybody. But at the end of the day, I agree with you, Sue. For anybody to argue that point in the 21st century, you're fucked up, period.
You know, I would like to look up the numbers for UFC. Because UFC, it's all you're putting men and women on the same card.
Same card, yeah.
So I would like to see if there's this discrepancy there.
I guarantee there is, unfortunately. And I think, and I shouldn't even say unfortunately, because I think we've all used the term. It truly goes back to one thing and one thing only: money.
Exactly.
And the bottom line is, you're going to get paid more for who brings in the most revenue. So that was my chatter, to be honest with you, from a standpoint of it's truly just revenue based. Does everybody agree with that?
Of course.
Yeah. That's like the women's national team in soccer. They bitch and moan about that all the time.
them.
But I mean, they're not doing the same job. Megan Rapinoe can say all she wants. Well, I'm playing soccer the same as this guy, same as
No, you're not.
Christian Pulisic. But you're not though, because
No, you're
people
not.
aren't paying to come
Exactly.
see you the way that they do in men's soccer. And I love women's sports. I know I probably like women's sports more than a lot of other people. Like, I appreciate them. I really enjoy them. But they're not. It's not the same thing, and it's not because the sport's not as good. It's just other people haven't come around to it yet to where they're going to put money down to go see it. And until that happens.
Actually, it's funny you say that, Matt, because the purest of basketball, most say that they'd much rather watch a women's basketball game.
Well-played women's game.
Because the fact of the matter, they're way more fundamentally sound. They're not trying to go fucking alley-oop every fucking play.
Right. Yes.
They're actually running plays. They're running it the right way it's
Motion
supposed to be.
offense, they move, they pass, they screen.
That's
how about a well-played women's softball game? That's about it, Coach will say. And women's
Phenomenal.
volleyball. Some of
Volleyball.
the most enjoyable sports I've ever watched women's play.
And back to because that's the only thing I know about sports is UFC. I think the women's fights are incredible. I think they're great.
I agree, John.
And another thing, if anybody thinks I don't care who you think you are. If you think you can beat a woman's fighter
That
from
is
the UFC,
great topics,
you
Jubber.
are
Great
full
topics.
of
Hold on, who was it? Savion or
Say.
Jubber? Savion or
No,
Nick?
Savion. I think
he was
no.
saying
Cooley
Joe-
and I are on
he
the
was-
same side.
He was saying you. Remember he
No.
wasn't he describing?
I
I
was saying that
listen,
you could, though.
I
He's
will-
saying Jubber could.
No.
Because he outweighed the girl or whatever.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I don't care who. I don't
She'd
care
choke
who
you out
I
in a
am.
second.
Fucking
Choke
A.
us
would
all out.
She would pull my arms out of the socket, break my legs. I mean, we just talked about it a couple weeks ago.
be over before?
before that?
No.
Fuck, tap
didn't
me out
submit.
now.
I'd be past that. I wouldn't be able to tap out. But no, we talked about it a couple weeks ago about Bondo. I mean, one kick in the leg was enough to put you down. And you think about these girls are kicking each other in the legs.
That was fucking great story.
If I get kicked in the
TV
leg,
timeout, please.
if I get kicked in the leg, whether it's a woman or a man, I'm done.
If I step on a Lego,
Exactly.
I'm done for the
You
day.
got hit in the back of the
Those
knee.
fuckers hurt.
Listen, anyway, yeah, that's a good topic. That's good
What
conversation.
do you guys think? Down that way.
Especially Chris.
Hey,
And honestly, Chris,
I
you
would-
have a daughter that played
oh.
basketball. That's the reason why I wasn't sure if I was going to offend you or not.
I
But
kind of agree with Matt on that. I mean, I'm as far as the professional go. List these WNBA players just bitch about it, and then the
I thought he was
the
going-
NBA. No, the
Boy, he
WNBA.
switched to players.
But yeah, the NBA's been funding that league for what, 25 years?
Yes,
They don't
yes.
make any money. The attendance sucks. And remember, and I know a lot. You're right. Watching some of those games, especially the college ones, have been fantastic. But I think, do you remember when I sent you that video, or I sent out to you guys? But I don't know, it was like a year or so ago. Why no one watches the NBA and all those screw ups. It was like it was unbelievable.
Oh, the WNBA?
The WNBA.
Oh, I was,
I
the
mean, you ought to
ladies
put,
trying to dunk and shit.
Oh, and just
Yeah.
missing wide open. It was terrible. But no, I
so here's one more question with that. So if you have a Gino Amarante, if I'm mispronouncing
he's
that,
awesome.
Gino
Okay.
Ariema?
So I
Or Gino
apologize.
Morante?
Whatever the fuck his name is.
The guy for
Ariema.
UConn. Is it?
Wait.
Yeah,
and,
Gino Ariema.
and Muffin McGraw.
Yeah.
Muffin
Assistant
McGraw.
basketball coach at Willing Park.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
No, that's
So my question-
The equal
so-
pay's fine there.
But that's my question,
No,
though.
I
So if
don't-
you have Muffin McGraw, who's considered to be one of the best that ever did it, and Gino, who is probably
Yeah.
the best
Oh,
to
yeah.
ever do it.
yeah. Oh no, equal
Putting those
pay's
two
fine.
programs,
Yeah.
those two programs are not really anybody's on UConn's caliber at this point, but Notre Dame's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So I would say, I think they should definitely be paid very
Yeah.
closely,
I
if
would
not
agree.
exactly the same.
Agreed. Good.
I just thought I'd
topic.
throw that out
Good
there.
one.
I just thought I'd
All right, so do you
Chris
have
has
a,
one,
do-
I think.
Yeah, real quick because I got to get going here.
Oh, you gotta, yeah.
It's
you
getting
gotta
down
go
to
to
crunch
sleep.
time. It's getting down to
He's
crunch
got to
time.
go to sleep.
Yeah, but last week, Mark
Pinch that nose.
Mark brought up about our cousin Kristen Roberts.
Oh,
and
boy.
she's going to be inducted
Let's go
into
Maroon Knights, baby.
Wheeling Central's Hall of Fame for volleyball. Volleyball, that'll be later on this year. And Mark, you did a wonderful job saying great things about her. And also you included my dad in that, which I appreciate. That was well said. But I just saw earlier, I might have been over the weekend, but Kristen's daughter, Riley, our cousin, has verbally committed to playing volleyball at the University of Central Oklahoma,
Hey, there you go.
following in her mother's footsteps.
What's
which-
her nickname?
Ooh,
Central Oklahoma?
Yes.
I do not know. Do you know?
I got to look it up. I don't
do
recall.
not know that because we'll have to get a chant going.
Wait, Matt, can we
But
give, can you
are
give us
they the
first
mules?
letter?
Are they the
No,
mules?
No, I'll tell you. It's,
And
I'll tell you. It's.
Hey, how are you?
Give us
Hey,
the first letter, Matt.
La, 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 la.
It's an animal. It begins with
It's
a
an
B.
animal?
With
Yeah.
a
Bison.
Okay.
Bison?
Gotta be Bears.
Nope.
It's an NFL team name too.
Fucking
Bills.
That's not.
Spelled differently, I think. Though.
What?
Spelled differently
yeah, I
with a
think it
B?
is.
Broncos.
Yeah, there you go.
Broncos.
Yeah.
BRONK?
BRONCHOS.
The Bronchos.
So,
Bronchos.
That's an airway. What the fuck is that?
That's a Frio.
I'm not really sure.
Bronchos.
Well, hey, Chris, that's a good cold mug.
yeah, well, and I wanted real quick, and last week when Mark was talking about that, and he said, Kristen lives out in Norman, Oklahoma, and she's the mother of several kids. And I looked around, and I thought maybe Mark got confused, like maybe he thought she had more, and I thought, wait, she's only got 3 kids.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was just
fucking
funny.
got
So go ahead.
confused.
Shout out
But-
to him now.
Now
Here's
hold
a chance
on.
for redemption.
Now hold on. Now what is your definition of several?
Oh, that's a valid. That's a
Several
valid question.
three.
That's
No,
a valid
it
question.
Said, I looked it up, and it says
That's your
the
cousin.
most common definition was it's more than 2
Okay.
and fewer than many.
Okay. Well,
So he was right.
3.
Many is
Okay.
like 8. A
And then it
couple,
says
obviously.
many is a large but indefinite number. But
8 or
so
more.
so Mark, you are one of 6 kids. So your parents had several children.
Correct.
Okay. I think it's the interpretation is depending on what you're talking about, because if you go out and say, I had several beers last night. Well, how many
come
did you,
on, that's
well,
that
I
three.
know, but if you said several, but then you said, well, I only had 3. Like several's got to be like 8 to 12.
Well, how would I describe 3?
Well, according to the definition, well, yeah, a few. But it says
Just a
several
taste.
is more
I'm
than
sorry,
2.
Kristen.
No,
3.
I just thought it was funny because you said several.
Has she tuned
Actually,
in
right.
yet
Actually,
down in
before you-
Oklahoma?
I want to give a. I
She's
want to give.
listening now. So,
Yeah.
what, Jake, Riley, and Nate.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
I want to give a shout out to her because she's been really
Yes.
awesome. We texted
Yes,
back
Chris,
and
I'm
forth.
out. Hey guys, thanks.
Chris,
for having
good luck
me.
All right,
today.
good luck.
Good luck.
Chris.
Thanks, Duggar, for the tenders and the what were they? JoJo's.
JoJo,
All right,
yeah.
see you
Chris,
guys.
good luck. There's corn into the woods.
Getting a little nippy out here.
All right. Well, good luck to Chris. Hopefully he's back here next week. So let's round it up.
Hopefully he's back here next week.
Oh,
Me too.
Well, he said,
He might really get it
You know
hard.
what?
Oh,
well, he said he said if I'm not back here, next week, you'll know something
The
went wrong.
CPAP didn't fucking work. Hey, it was good knowing you, Chris.
He'll be still asleep.
All right, so let's we got about probably a half hour of daylight left, and it's about my fingers are about to break off. So
I got a hot pick.
Let's round it off here with a couple hot pick cold.
I got a
mugs.
hot pick.
Go ahead,
Coach.
I tell you, and I'm not a Facebook guy. I'm just on the outside of Facebook. And I only do Facebook to see if a kid's selling tickets or something, or I can find out if an event's going on. But I've never ever posted anything on Facebook. But certain people, and I'm not going to mention names, I probably should.
because you probably could.
It is incredible to me what they post on Facebook about their families, what's going on in their lives. They read a book last night. They graded their test and they're exhausted. Who fucking cares?
You know what? I
Who
fucking
cares?
love it. Love it.
Who cares? I do not care what in the hell you are doing tonight. I don't care. And you should not think that we care, because we don't care. You're grading your test. You're
fucking love you. I swear to God, I fucking love you right now.
It's incredible
I
to
say
me.
this often too.
well,
Coach.
I think
It's bizarre to me that these fucking people really think that I give 2 shits that they went to the grocery store and
What they ate for dinner
and
and-
what they had for dinner or that what they're doing tonight or what TV show they're watching, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. Really?
Yeah, that's a standing ovation.
Who gives a shit? I don't care. I don't care what you and your family are doing. I hope you're all safe and doing well, but you don't need to tell me.
Respectfully, fuck your family.
Well, that's a good saying.
Way to be, Jared.
Remember what's her name told me, fuck you, fuck your family? I won't say who it was, but
oh yeah, no, I know. I know exactly.
I just don't get it. I don't know what the
former
purpose of
TV
Facebook
celebrity
is.
around these parts.
God.
Coach, I just sat over here and scrolled for the last 2 minutes down to my Facebook posts from 2011. So I wanted to read you a few to see if these kind of cool.
Okay. Oh boy,
So,
this will even piss me off more.
So August 22nd, 2011. So school starts tomorrow? ? Where the heck did summer go?
Really? Wow.
August 23rd, 2011. First day in 8th grade. Holla. Hey, here's another one. August 24th, 2011. So this is back-to-back days. Yeah, so today I forgot my lunch, right? ? My principal responded to me by giving me a plate of cheese. Oh, and chips.
I mean, really? Who cares?
Who would read that and be interested?
And they probably replied and said,
Okay,
LOL.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Oh, bullshit. I don't
Now,
want
wait
to
a
know.
Hey, real quick, the funny part about it, we could truly do a whole fucking show just on this.
We could. We could read.
I want to name names too.
Save
I
your
got a long
post.
list.
Okay.
Save your post that just fucking annoy the shit out of
Hey,
me.
we might need a new segment. Read one social media post that pissed you off this week.
Dude,
Right,
that's
exactly.
phenomenal, Jerry.
Jared, I
That's
love
phenomenal.
So here's why I'll
love that.
play devil's
How
advocate
could
here.
you play devil's advocate
I
with
think.
this?
Job, I got
Now
one
hold
more
on.
before you
Okay,
go.
go
I got
ahead.
one
Go
more.
ahead.
August 28th, 2011. Got bit in the leg today by a dog. F my life. No football for a couple days.
Really? I mean, who cares?
What was the dog's name?
I remember this.
Rough.
Its name was Bruno. It was massive. A Great Dane. It
Oh,
was
big
huge.
son of a bitch.
Okay, so here's why I'll play devil's advocate real quick. I think that some people, and now not everybody, because I think some people are generally just dicks and just like to post everything they ever do on social media, but I think some people, especially Facebook, I think Facebook is an older generation social media. I think that's as far as the crowd that's on Facebook, I think it's an older generation, and I think some of the older generation, maybe they're just a little lonely. Maybe they're a little lonely.
No.
don't they have
Stop right
families?
there. Stop right
know
there.
about lonely.
It
Well,
is- it
I
is-
love
think
you,
it's
Jubber
more-
Jub.
It is,
but no.
it is active. It is active young
Yeah.
families
All right.
that are.
And I'm going to say
No,
this. I do
stop
agree. I do
that.
agree. There are people on there. All right. I do
nursing
agree.
homes
Okay.
excluded.
I do agree that there are some people on there that post stuff about shit that no one cares about. So if you do that, put your
My son
close your
took a shit today.
Well, I'll take it one step further.
He wiped
How about the
4
people?
times.
How about the people that actually? And I know we're gonna have so many haters on this topic.
No,
just
yeah,
so
no.
they are.
Hey,
We're gonna
hey,
have
listen,
blood haters.
lovers.
everywhere.
If you don't
We're
like
gonna have
us,
more lovers
then,
than haters.
then you're guilty of it.
But how about this though? How about the people that actually wish their kids a happy birthday on Facebook, and their kid doesn't have fucking Facebook, and all they want is everybody and their mother to say happy birthday,
Yeah.
Jub.
And-
hey Jub, hey, tell Jub happy birthday. And like, I mean, fuck that.
I think-
Marcus, I swear to God, way to be dog shit. Way to be.
So that hit a good one.
That's
with you.
fucking phenomenal.
And I think a lot of I'll put myself out of this. I don't wish anybody happy birthday. Sometimes I even miss. I don't forget to wish people happy birthday, but I never wish people happy birthday over social media.
But
That's
I will
just a
tell you
rule of
this.
mine.
I will tell you this. That I have seen people's birthday that I wish them a happy birthday because I didn't know that was their birthday.
Different ball game.
Yes,
That's a
like
different ball game.
Tony Benedetto, one of my good buddies over at Bocce. I didn't know it was his birthday yesterday, and somebody posted it, and I was glad I didn't know that
Of
because I
course.
was glad to wish him happy birthday.
That's different than
well,
Jeff
wish I
Doyle
would've-
putting Luke Doyle's birthday on there. Luke
That's
Doyle is
true.
not even on Facebook.
That's true.
Yes.
Hey, so some good things come out of social
Yes.
media.
Anyway,
guys.
if you're one of
Very
those,
few.
if you're one of those people, turn your fucking phone off and go talk to your family. So anyway,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
And then
I'm
good
gonna tell
luck
you
to
what-
you and your perfect family.
Phones. This goes a little bit with my
What is
with,
this?
with my hot pit.
All right.
So this is my hot pit. This is a little. This is a funnier one, and I know he might get pissed off about it.
Who
But
might?
Jub is the worst fucking cell phone operator.
he is.
Now wait
On
a
the
second.
planet.
Now hold
He
on.
is.
Now hold on.
He is.
I have gotten better.
Okay, you've
Wait,
gotten better, but here's the thing. So this is what he says. This is what he tells his friends. So
You're bad.
If I was given $1 million and somebody said, call somebody that you know will not answer, it's Jub. But here's the thing. He says,
He's a strong
Now
face.
listen to
but
this.
if this is the thing, if people, we always say, well, Jub, what if we needed something, or if it was an emergency? You know what he says? Why you calling me?
Exactly.
He's very honest about
Yeah,
it. He's
but-
very honest about it.
Exactly, because here, you set a precedent. So and that goes for anything in your job. You never set the bar at your maximum because then everybody will expect your maximum. So if you go into a new work, here's my advice from you, for you.
That sounds.
Here's
sounds
for
I
the
love
youth.
this new
No, it
age
doesn't.
youth.
No, it doesn't. Listen to me. If you go into a job, don't give them your best off the bat because that's what they'll always. That's what.
Never heard that.
That's what they always will expect is your best. So you go in, you give them 3/4 of what you actually can do, and then you can always raise the bar. But they never expect your best. So if you
Never
go
heard
any,
that.
if you go any lower than your best, they won't expect
how does
anything
this
more.
apply?
that company is going to be
Back to-
bankrupt in
Wait, Matt.
like a month.
Wait,
Matt, that's what
We
Ace
may
has
be
been doing. This
fucked.
is-
we may be back to my phone thing.
Job, you sound stupid.
Back to my
Forget it.
phone
Nah.
thing. If somebody is always known for picking up the phone, if they don't pick up the phone, you get upset. I'm not one of those people. So if somebody calls me and I don't pick up the phone, they go, "Well,
Actually,
that's
you're
just
making a good
normal.
point.
That's
that's
just
not
normal."
the thing. I don't think any.
I'm gonna back you up a little bit right here.
What?
Jarrett? He's horrible. Okay.
Right.
He's
I
He's
was
gotten
horrible.
Better. He has gotten better.
He has gotten
And so
better. You know what he
horrible to
called-
what?
And, like he was a 0.
From horrible to
He
terrible?
was like a 1 out of 10. Now he's like a 2.
Horrible
he's like a
to,
2.
Well, you
like,
know what he says when I
shitty.
What? You want a 3.5?
No, give me a 5.
It takes you 7 hours.
That's a
to call
rookie
me back
score.
sometimes.
That's a rookie
you,
score.
You know what he says when if I call him and he does happen to answer, he doesn't say hello. He goes, what?
Well, neither do you. You don't say hello. You say what? Anyway, off the point. Don't call me. Matt, what do you got for us?
Oh, I found this really interesting. I don't really know I guess it's a cool mug because it's kind of fascinating, more so than cool. But okay, so in Spain, this just happened last week. More than 1,000 stuffed animals, and these are taxidermied animals. They're not like stuffed animals that you sleep with, like your pet giraffe or whatever.
So they were live at one point.
Yes, they were live.
What
at one
about my
point.
rapper though?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's probably the same company. He wasn't in this. It was like a warehouse.
Sorry to interrupt. I
No, you're
apologize.
good. No, yeah. What was his name again?
New Wood. That's gonna be Chris tonight. New Wood.
New Wood. Hey, Chris might be one of these animals after tonight, too. So,
I don't even fucking remember. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We'll come back to that another time. Anyway, real quick. So they found 1,000 or more of these taxidermied animals. They were in 2 warehouses in a village just outside of Valencia, Spain. The species included cheetahs, leopards, polar bears, Bengal tigers, which are almost extinct, rhinos, along with 200 ivory elephant tusks. The estimated value, $31 million for these things. It also included a collection of the scimitar oryx, which is declared extinct around the year 2000. I believe it was native to North Africa. It was in the antelope family. So I found that very unbelievable. And who would do this? Like,
Holy shit!
I wonder if the guy killed them all and stuffed them.
Well, yeah, I know that elephant tusks are like highly illegal. I know you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to transport any of that stuff. I know any paraphernalia like stuff like ornaments and stuff. They confiscate.
Yeah,
that.
because don't they have poachers all through?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
100%.
yeah, heavily. So
We might need to
yeah, if you find a taxidermy beaver anywhere, it's probably illegal. Yeah. But good,
crazy,
good
though.
stuff.
Yes,
And then you
yes.
got anything else? Cold mug, hot pit.
Well, I kind of do have a hot pit, and this kind of hits home for me because it's my profession a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I won't get into the whole long story of it. But Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN had some interesting comments about the Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics fans. I don't know if you guys saw when they were yelling at him, and he was like flipping them off.
I did see that. Yes.
And I used to find him. I held him in high regard. I thought he was good at breaking stories and stuff.
He's a dick.
I find him to be completely uneducated and stupid, and he's basically stealing money from ESPN. So, anyway, he had this interesting take on the Kyrie Irving incident. He blamed an influx of legalized sports betting for the way people were treating Kyrie Irving in that game in Boston a couple of weeks ago.
What?
So, for those of you who don't know this,
Get the
most
fuck
of you
outta
do.
here.
Yeah. So Kyrie played for the Celtics. Okay, he left them high and dry. He disappeared on them. They couldn't find him for weeks. He ended up giving up on the team. He wanted to be traded, all that stuff. So they got out of there. So the Boston fans hate him. Didn't have anything to do with betting. So Wojnarowski said that this is going to be a pattern. That he thinks that people are going to continue to abuse these players because they're making bets in-game wagers on things like who scores more points in a quarter, things that that's not even an offered wager type. And so anyway, to me, not to go too far into this, I want to get your guys' opinion on it, but he didn't say anything. He did mention a little bit about alcohol, but legalized sports betting has absolutely zero to do with the way these fans behave. Now, betting isn't even legal in the state of Massachusetts. Now, these people have been betting with bookmakers since before time in every state.
Literally.
So that had absolutely nothing to do with it, and it rubbed me the wrong way. And I know a lot of people that are in my industry, we took offense to that, and he should sharpen up. And he also leveraged sports betting to get a huge contract from ESPN. He and Adam Schefter both were paid a ridiculous amount of money, and they actually used this as leverage. Sportsbooks wanted to hire both of them as analysts to help them get better numbers because they have all the contacts. They know who's playing in these games.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they Caesars and some of the bigger sportsbooks were considering hiring them, and they used
After
that.
he made that comment?
No, this was before, but he's slandering that industry, which didn't apply right there at all.
Yeah.
Zero application. Zero application.
And then he used it to leverage himself into a huge contract with ESPN.
That's
What a dumb fuck.
Him doing that is as like that's he could have blamed anything. That has nothing to do.
Yeah,
with
I think the
sports
booze
gambling.
might have had more to do with it than anything else. And the fact that Kyrie's a fucking strange dude.
Well, the other thing about that, let's be honest, he's soft to be able to say that people are just people, and let's be honest, people are dicks. So at the end of the day, it's just
absolutely.
people just being dickheads.
Absolutely.
That's
Him
what I'm
blaming
saying.
what just happened with the
It has
Yankees
nothing
and
to do with gambling.
No, absolutely
All
nothing.
right. Man, good stuff. Good stuff.
Dark is setting in.
Hey, Job, for our audio listeners, where can they find the video? For
So
this?
you are going to be able to find the video on YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting it anywhere else, but YouTube obviously is the main vehicle
Should
for
they
any
just
video.
look on our social media?
So look,
for-
look on our social media. You'll find the links to YouTube. A couple things real quick. Thank you to Duggars
Yeah, Duggar.
for sending us some food today and for sponsoring this episode. It really means a lot to us.
Phenomenal tenders.
Phenomenal food. You're a great friend to us, and it means a lot for you to do what you do. So big thank you to you, Doug Ladd, and it's been awesome to work with you and sending us food. We had a good dinner here today. We had some good food, but we want to give you another reminder that May 20th at 5 o'clock at River City. Be there. Don't miss it. We're going to have a lot of fun. We
And
got
be
a lot of
sure-
stuff going on.
Be sure you post on Facebook that you're coming to see us.
Exactly. Share it
Mark wants
everywhere
you
you
to-
can.
You perfect families,
Yeah.
get this on there
Yeah.
at least.
Share it wherever you can. It would mean a lot to us. It helps us out a lot. And hopefully we see you there on May 20th. And then this Saturday, it might happen. You might see us up at West Liberty University for the baseball game.
Go Toppers!
Uh,
Go Toppers.
you'll see-
Jared,
Go
Toppers,
4
baby.
for 9 on the weekend.
Yeah, you'll
Let's
see.
go.
Let's
go.
If I don't get any hits, I'll play a good shortstop for you.
That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
So you might see us there. You'll definitely see us May 20th. Thank you for joining us here in the Pioneer for episode 6, and we will see you here next week.
Later.
Adios, amigos.
Love you.
Later.
Unfucking believable.
That was really good.
Unbelievable.